Hello. Things may look different to you for some reason, and there's a good reason for that. As the title of the video says, this is a new streaming platform. Senator Perry, hey bud, how you doing, man? You are the first one here that I know. Let's see how this works. Nice, isn't that cool? I can pick comments and just throw them up on the screen. This streaming platform is called StreamYard. I saw it used today on the stream that Mickey was involved with the guy from France. I apologize. I forget his name. But I looked into it, and it makes it stupid easy, man. So easy to stream. It's all browser-based. The other thing that's awesome is it makes it very, very easy to add multiple people into the stream. So I already communicated with Marty a little bit, and he's down with us checking this out. See if we can get him in here. Because those of you that remember when Marty and I used to stream together, we had mountains of technical difficulties. It was and actually I think it's one of the reasons that Marty got sick of streaming was it was a pain. We used to use Skype, and it was so buggy. And so far StreamYard seems super cool, man. So NYEUC, what's up, man? Let's see now. So how do I make your comment go away? I don't know. Maybe let's show Senator Perry's comment. There we go. All right. So I just hit it again to get rid of it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool because it makes it easier for me to follow around. If I pick out key comments that are worthy of expanding on, I can easily do that. That's super cool. Now, the one thing I can't tell, because I don't even have YouTube open at all. Let's see if I do this. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. Let's see, videos, live. Just bear with me. I'm just looking at a few things. Like I said, this is a new time or a new thing for me. What? Not turn that on. What the heck? No. There we go. Jason Slider. That is a name that I don't recognize, but that might just be my bad memory. How you doing, man? Is this your first time coming to the live stream? If so, welcome. While I drink my Windex. Yes, this is not blueberry soda. This is actually an alcoholic beverage, believe it or not. Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry. So yeah, it's Friday night. I was thinking about playing some video games, and I don't know, I didn't feel like it, and I was actually kind of excited to test out the streaming platform because I was looking at it somewhat during the day, and I figured there's no time better than the present. Cindy's super tired, so she's actually like half asleep already. She was busy today doing some work around the house, so just me, man. Just me. I know that must be very exciting for a lot of people. Let's see here. There we go. I have an excellent connection right now. Okay, cool. This is sweet, man. Like for example, like if Mickey drops in, I can easily add him. You can add someone that just has, they can come in via their phone or their tablet or PC if they have a connection or setup similar to what I have here. Senator Perry, looking forward to a solar update. Let's put that up there. There we go. Let's just minimize that. We don't really need to see that. Solar update. So the solar system has been working well outside of there was one problem where all of a sudden I actually got a call from my vendor that I might put these on just to block me. I'm okay. I got a call from the installer, the solar installer, saying, hey, you don't have any output for the last day and a half. And it turned out that what happened was one of the connections, or I shouldn't say that, I had output, it was reduced. A third of the panels were offline. 16 of the 48 panels were offline. And it turned out that a junction or a connector that connected those 16 panels, because evidently there's 3 sets of 16 panels that are parallel, that connector somehow worked its way loose. And the tech told me, I guess, that they've had some problems with this specific type of connector, and he replaced it with a connector that they found has been more reliable. And his explanation was that from the expansion and cooling from hot Florida days, that sometimes the connector just worked itself loose. So I thought that was kind of weird. Other than that, it's been pretty darn good. Let's see if I can do this. We can look at the solar energy for today together, because it's fun to do things together, right? This used to be fun. That's what people told me. Okay, I don't have my totals for today, but if we go here, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so I want to share screen. Okay, let me those tips. Share my screen, and let's share screen 1. Share. Okay, that's cool the way that works. Let's hide that. So this is like my monitoring status, and we can go day by day. Like it was a very good week this week, power wise. You can see on the 6th we made 86 kilowatt hours, 96.31 yesterday, which might be a record. I'm not sure. That might be a record, 96.31. But then in the 90s and upper 80s pretty much all week. So that's a very good week. So I've been very happy with it. It's really a set it and forget it sort of setup. You know, you obviously you drop a lot of money up front, but with a grid tie system, you know, there really isn't much to do. You know, I haven't changed my electricity usage habits at all. And last month I actually did not quite make what I used last month, but part of that was because I lost production when those panels were down. We had a few days where we had very minimal output because of like really bad stormy weather all day long. So, but so far I've been very pleased with it. Super cool. I wish I would have done it, 5 years ago. Okay, we have NYC mom, wife, teacher. Your husband okay, so she says that you're from NYC. Your husband just got the stand for his EUC. It's great. Cool. What is your name? Because there have been a few female customers lately. So yeah, I've been selling a lot of stands, man, a lot. And it's been difficult because filament, like a lot of things nowadays with the pandemic, certain things have all of a sudden become difficult to get, and 3D printer filament is one of those things. The delivery times for it has gone way up, the availability has gone down, and the price of it has gone up as well. So yeah, tough times for everybody. I think there's lots of people that have been using their 3D printers to create PPE. A lot of people have been printing the frames for the spit shields or the whatever you want to call them to protect people from droplets and stuff. A lot of people have been 3D printing those models, and also there's a bunch of different 3D respirator style designs out there. So yeah, 3D printer filament, not easy to get. All right, let's. Richard Thor, hello from Winnipeg. Hey, Richard. I don't remember you being on a live stream before, but you may have been. I don't know. If so, I apologize, but welcome. Jason, I guess you realize how to delay on MSX 100 volt. Yeah, Jason, that's too bad. How long of a delay? I don't remember. If you told me, I don't remember how long the delay was on your wheel. Jason can't spell, no problem. I can spell, but if you watch me type, and it used to be bothersome to me to make typos while I'm typing, and I always make sure that I went back and corrected it, or if I accidentally sent a typo, I would always send out the correct spelling, because I don't want people to think I can't spell. As I've gotten older, I don't give a shit. I just if I put a typo out, as long as you can get the gist of what I'm saying, that's good enough, you know. And when I type, you know, it's funny. I'm in the IT industry. I'm on a computer all day, typing all day. And when I type, I actually do. Let's see if we can get this on camera. Okay, just stay there for a second. Wait. Come on now, we can do this, can't we? All right, wait. Come on, I know I can do it. Damn, Logitech just is not wanting to stay there. Okay. All right, it's kind of hard to see with the banner there, but you'll get the idea. So if I'm typing something, this is how I type. It's a combination of hunt and peck. It's not hunt and peck because I'm using like 4 or 5 different fingers to do it, but I do not do conventional typing. But the downfall is I need to be looking at the keyboard to type. So when I do this, if I make a mistake, I'm not looking at the screen, so I don't realize it. So sometimes I type it down and I hit enter, send it, and there's my typo. So yeah, you guys learned something new about me today. I'm sure you're very excited about that. All right, here we go. Okay, we're back. All right. His name is Francisco. Okay, the person that just got a stand. Okay, yeah, I do remember that order actually. Richard, the company you work for sells filament? What company is that? I try to stick with the same filament. Some people, they don't really care what kind of filament they throw on their printer, but I do try to be consistent. If I find something that works consistently, I try to stick with it. I've used Prusament, because I have 4 Prusa printers now, just because that gives me the best print results. Hatchbox, I've used 3D Solutech. Lately, I've been using Sunlu just because it's one of the few brands I could get. I've used Overture 3D, and I've used Amazon Basic, which I believe is actually made by Overture 3D. So, but I do try to kind of stick with ones I know work. I'm not very experimental, when it comes to filament. Richard Thor, aren't you famous? I don't know. Are you famous, Richard Thor? Should I know that? If you are, wow, what an honor to have you on here. Okay, so Francisco's waiting for his MS Pro. I saw Marty already has his. I'm making an assumption. Is he getting his MS Pro from eWheels or somewhere else? Richard said this is his first time live. Okay, good. The more the merrier, man. Richard is almost ready for the road on your Inmotion V10. So you've been practicing? Very cool. V10's a nice wheel, man. It really is a nice wheel. I still have my deposit in on the V11. Still looking forward to that showing up. Still have no idea when that's going to actually happen. But yeah, the order is in. Joe Thomas, greetings from Japan. Really? No kidding. Joe, did I sell you a stand? I know I sent one stand to a person over in Japan that was in the military. I don't believe I've ever had someone from Japan on a live stream. So let's see, what time is it in Japan? Isn't it like a 12-hour difference? Is it like 9 in the morning there? It's a little before 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now, where I'm at. All right, so NYC talking about his MS Pro. You got yours last weekend, and it's great. Torque is top notch. Yeah, that seems to be the overriding opinion. If you're into torque, the MS Pro will make you very happy. If you get off on absolute top end speed, the MS Pro might not make you quite as happy. But I think there's a lot more people that appreciate torque than top end speed. Because torque is something that you can feel throughout the entire range of riding. You get to experience that more. So MS Pro seems like a very solid wheel. Although I'm very happy with my MSX 100 volt 1800 watt hour. Very, very happy with that. Okay, Joe, so you are the guy that bought the stands for me. Okay, cool. Awesome. How are they holding up for you? Hopefully well. Okay, Richard, talking about his training, larger parking lot really helped, as well as a 3-year-old video where you had the aha moment about standing on the wheel. Yeah, I wish I would have had that. I wish I would have had that aha moment a lot earlier, because it's so funny. I watched so many videos prior to me, or in the process of learning it, prior to and in the process of learning, and people, I don't know that I saw anybody that made it clear to me what I was doing wrong as far as the placement on my leg. And maybe they did, and I just ignored it, or I didn't understand it. But it's so essential to be able to just have one foot on the ground, one foot on the wheel, push your knee in so it's against the wheel and braced, and then just feel what that feels like. Because that whole structure is what's used to smoothly and calmly mount and dismount on the wheel. It's very important. And for whatever reason, I was dense, and it took me a long, long time to figure that out. Richard says you'll be ordering a stand for me to ship to Canada next week. Okay. But just make sure when you order it that you email me ahead of time, because I usually have to get a quote for shipping for international orders. And then I make a custom order on the store that you can order from. It's kind of a pain. And I'll tell you, international shipping, there's days where I just want to stop doing it. I had a order for some KingSong 18L mudguards and kickstands that were, some guy from Spain wanted them. And I sent them out to him the very beginning of April. And when I send my stuff usually USPS first class international mail. And with the tracking on that, it said that it left Miami on April 6th. And then it went into a black hole. There's no more information about it. The guy's, emailing me saying, hey, any news on this? Any news on this? And I said, I can't tell you anything beyond what I see on the post office tracking site. I felt bad. And he checked in with me, several times during the process. Nothing showed up. I recommended that he goes to his local post office and say, is there a way to track it? Like, I've had a couple situations where I sent stuff internationally to the EU, and like the post office just held it because I guess there were some additional taxes the person had to pay. I don't know if it was a VAT tax. I have no idea. But they were just holding it and not telling people. So the package was there for God knows how long, and they didn't know. So, but make a long story short, shipping internationally can be a real pain in the ass and can take forever. And I don't have a good way to track it, depending on the country it goes to after it leaves the United States. So sometimes it's just not worth it. Like this guy still had not gotten those parts, the stands or the kickstand, and I just said screw it. I'm just refunding your order. So those, who knows, maybe they'll show up, tomorrow, maybe they'll show up 6 months from now, but I just refunded him the money and just said, sorry. But I don't know what to do with it. So it's part of what you deal with. Shipping internationally is not one of my favorite things. That was a long story. Okay. NYC mom, wife, teacher. Let's put this up here so I can read it easily because I'm old. Francisco's sitting with you. He wants to know if you have any ideas for making an adapter for the incline on the footrest of the EUC. No. And I don't know if Francisco emailed me about this. I think he might have. Someone emailed me about this week, actually asking about if I thought that there was anything that I could 3D print to decrease the amount of dihedral angle on an MS Pro, because it is so steep. And some people don't mind it. Some people really don't like that. So there's a couple solutions to that, but I don't think 3D printing would work for any of them, just because I don't think it would hold up to that kind of abuse. Something that's like under the feet, that's under the pedals, it wouldn't hold up. But I know with e-wheels, at least with the MSX, and I thought they were doing this with the MS Pro, that they were actually putting special pedals on there, and I think they're Nikola pedals that actually have part of the back machined out, so it allows the pedal to go from here down to here, to a less severe angle. So unless I'm mistaken, I thought Jason was doing that with the MS Pros as well. So, but yeah, no, I really don't have any good 3D solutions for you, unfortunately. Richard says, glad my shoulder's doing better. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like last week at this time, I would not have been able to do this. You know, for the majority of the last 2 weeks, if I wanted to do that, I had to do this. I had to start down here with my elbow pinned to my side, and then I could lift it with the other arm. But yeah, no, I can do it now. I'm still very self-conscious about hurting it, because over those 2 weeks, it started to feel better for a period of 2 days, and then something happened. I did something that re-aggravated it, and I was right back to square one with a dead arm. This week, for the last 4 days, it's been consistently getting better, and I haven't re-injured it, so I'm trying to keep it that way, knock on wood. But I do still have an appointment on Monday with an orthopedist to have him look at it. I figured it's good to have him look at it, even if it is starting to feel better, just because I've had chronic issues with that shoulder, albeit usually it's just in the act of exercising, you know, like doing bench press and stuff, especially aggravates it. But it used to always be confined just to when I'm doing those activities. So, you know, maybe he can give me some insight onto that. Maybe he'll just say, hey, you're 52, don't do that stuff anymore. But I am keeping the appointment first thing Monday morning. Okay. Okay, let's put this question up here. How would you feel about an EUC with two wheels that act kind of like a Yamaha Niken? I'm not quite sure what that is. Didn't they have the NYC guys had the two-wheeled? It basically looked like a scooter with no handlebars. Had a hand controller. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to. I thought I remember seeing something years ago that was sort of an EUC in that design, and I thought it looked stupid because it was, you know, EUC is nice and compact. It's a single wheel. That's what makes it so agile. This was like an EUC, you know, with the power in the back and then another wheel up front. And I thought it defeated the whole purpose of an EUC. You lose that agility. You lose that ability to turn on a dime. It did not seem like something that I would be interested in at all. Yamaha Niken. Okay. Oh, that's a motorcycle with two front wheels and a single back wheel. Okay. Sort of like a slingshot. It's like a motorcycle with a slingshot design. Here, I can see. Let's see if we can share this so everybody else can see what a Yamaha Niken looks like. And Niken. Never heard of that before, though. All right, here we go. We're going to share it. Bam. That's what it looks like. It's kind of wild. Not appealing to me at all. But to answer your question, an EUC with that design, that would not appeal to me. It would not. NYC EUC is confirming that Jason did put the different pedals on the MS Pros that eWheels is selling. Good. That's a good move. Machine Nikola pedals. Okay. Because that's what I have on my my MSX, and I like it. Scout's here. Hey, man. Again, asking about my shoulder pain. No, I've had for, I don't know, 15 years or whatever. I've had off and on shoulder pain in the right shoulder. When I was younger, I had shoulder pain in the left shoulder from pitching. I was a pitcher in high school. But I had shoulder pain in the right shoulder that almost always was associated with pressing. I've done a lot of bench pressing over the years, lots of pressing. But it was always the kind of thing that, the first couple reps, it's like, ouch, ouch, ouch. But then it would kind of warm up and feel better. And, but the funny thing is no matter if I had terrible time bench pressing, because there's been multiple times during my life where I just stopped bench pressing because it wasn't good. It was hurting. Even when that was the case, I could do push-ups, and push-ups did not hurt. So anyways, I haven't been going to the gym, obviously, for a month and a half now, close to that. So I have not been bench pressing. But what I've been doing for my exercise routine is body weight work, calisthenics. And push-ups have been a really, really big part of that routine. And I'd be going up to our parking garage, and I would be doing 200 push-ups during a workout. Obviously not one set, multiple sets. But it seemed to get more and more difficult. The first set, especially, the first time down there, it would hurt and hurt and hurt. But yeah, otherwise I was fine. But anyways, what happened was on a Monday at night, I had unexplained sharp stabbing pain up here. This is my right side. Sharp stabbing pain. It almost felt like a kink in my neck. Like I couldn't move my neck. It hurt like crazy. The following morning, Tuesday morning, it was still, there somewhat. But I still went up and I did my workout, and I did my 200 push-ups, and I could do them. I had some, shoulder pain as I've been accustomed to. But then all of a sudden, Tuesday night, it hit me, man. My shoulder was killing me. I couldn't lift it. It felt, Elsa, stop. It felt like it was like contracting, and it hurt to just lay in bed. I was getting woken up from my sleep. It hurt so bad. And that happened, or that situation existed for like 2 weeks, and twice during those 2 weeks, it felt bad. It started to feel mildly better over a couple of days, and then I did something, I assume, to cause the pain to come back, and I was back to square one. Very painful. And I was just saying, this week is my third week dealing with this. The last 3 or 4 days, it's slowly gotten better. The last 3 or 4 days, and but I am seeing an orthopedist on Monday just to get things checked out. So I don't know, man. I'm just old. I'm 52, and it's so funny. Years ago, I had some guy that was working on my water equipment, and we were talking about getting old, and I said how I felt like I was old since I was 30, just because I have all kinds of age-related hangups. And he said, "Well, just wait till you turn 50, man. Once you turn 50, every year is like a dog year." It's like the problems and the aging related issues just takes off. And unfortunately, that has been true with me in the last couple of years. I've had more medical testing and issues than probably the last 15 years prior combined. So, but yeah, I keep plugging away. I don't give up easy. Okay, what is this? The axle stuff was on that one. The wheels on the nick and adjust, so both wheels contacted at all times. Oh, okay. Okay, just explaining the nick and. I mean, it's a unique thing. It's unique looking. It just doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather just have a sport bike, to be honest with you. Richard says there's an EUC that had 2 wheels side by side. Yeah, Inmotion makes or made one. I don't know if they still make it. But they did, yeah. And I remember when I was looking at EUCs in the first place, I thought about buying one of those, because I was thinking to myself, wow, 2 wheels side by side, that would make balancing a lot easier, right? But really what happens is it does make it easier, but it kind of retards the learning process if you want to ride a single wheel EUC. And once you become proficient on that 2-wheel model, you'll find that it's sort of limiting. You don't have the agility and mobility by having that those two wheels side by side. So I'm glad I didn't go that route, but it definitely is an easier platform to learn on. Scout says all those dips might have messed up your rotator cuff. Dips? Well, yeah, I do dips too. Well, I did. I haven't done them since this pain started, but I have in my backyard. I have pull-up bar, dip bars, parallel bars. I have a box jump table. I have an 11-foot tall bar. So yeah, I do dips, and it's dips are similar. The first rep on dips, I do feel it in my shoulder, but I actually feel it more in my elbows. Usually my elbows have to kind of get loosened up to do dips effectively. So Scout says you get shoulder impingement real easy. Yeah, I mean, maybe it is an impingement. All I know is I want to make sure to avoid surgery if at all possible, because that would suck. I've heard so many horror stories about shoulder surgery because it's such a complex joint. And there's been cases where people come out, like say someone goes in there with a scope and cleans it out. And if for some reason scar tissue starts to develop, like say the person isn't good at doing rehab, or just for whatever reason scar tissue starts to develop, you're worse off than when you started. So I definitely want to avoid getting cut on, unless it's an absolute last resort. So Scout says if it's an impingement, rest is the only thing. Okay, well, that's what I've been doing, basically. I've done no pressing. Like I'm still working out most days, but it's just body weight squats. And I've been doing some core stuff, like leg raises, leg holds, static holds, and walking and running. Today, for example, I ran the parking garage, which is very tough for me, at least. It's a six-story parking garage, and I run it the long way. So you have 5 ramps going up, and then 5 ramps going down, and then I did it again. So it's kind of good. On my lunch, it took me, I don't know, half hour, a little bit more than that, and it's over 5K in distance. So it's just about perfect for me distance-wise, and my lower body feels it, man. I immediately feel sore just from running inclines like that and declines, because I'm not used to it. I live in Florida. There's not a lot of hills. All right, we're talking again. What we got here? Okay. XRev says, I agree that the current 2-wheel EUC is unappealing. It is. I was thinking to have wheels independent so that they can adjust as you lean from side to side. What you are describing sounds just like the speed wheel, really. Maybe you haven't seen that. Let me see if I can get that up for you. Maybe just a picture of it. Because other than the demo that was done in NYC for the speed wheel, I haven't heard anything since then. Because I really wasn't that impressed by it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Can we find the speed wheel? Oh, wow. Google search doesn't even bring anything up. Speed wheel. Anybody else remember? Wasn't it called the speed wheel? I think it is. Speed wheel. NYC. Speedboard. Speedboard, maybe? Maybe it's called speedboard. Yeah, because it is on a wheel. Maybe it's speedboard. Maybe someone out there knows. If Mickey was here, oh, there it is. Yeah, it is a speedboard. Okay. Speedboard. So the speedboard. See if we can get that up. The speedboard looks like this. Like that. Yeah, like I said, to me, it looks like a scooter without a handle or a conventional steering column. And the way that you steer it is this linkage here in the front actually pivots as you lean. And if you saw the video of the NYC guys riding it, it looked awkward. It looked awkward, and it looked a little bit terrifying. Because I think it says it can cruise at 30 miles an hour. I don't know. I'm curious to see if they get anywhere. I guess it says this was a Kickstarter, and they got almost $45,000 raised to kick this off. So I'm not sure if it's actually going to ever become a reality or not. But that is the speed board. Again, not for me. All right. eWheels is offering 2 versions of the MS Pro, one with top speed of 45. Really? Well, if that's the case, it sounds like they're selling a rebranded MSX motor. I did not know that. That's news to me. No one can accuse me of being on the cutting edge of all the latest and greatest EUC news, because I just do not have the time to stay on top of it like I could, I guess. 2 versions, huh? All right, so I'm on their site right now. Yeah, let's share that screen so you guys can look with me. I really do like StreamYard, man. It's nice. All right, so let's hide this so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I see the MSX Pro, 2500 watt. Oh, yeah. That's what they're doing. High torque or high speed. High speed is the old MSX motor. Interesting. So I wonder if eWheels is doing that, if they're just swapping the motor into the unit, or if that's something from Gotway. I'm surprised if that would be from Gotway. I don't know if anyone knows. That's interesting. And I'm also curious. Okay, 1998. I'm curious if it's the same speed or same power, same price for both. It kind of looks like it is. Interesting. Yeah, if anyone knows if that's basically what they're doing is just throwing the MSX motor in there. Very, very interesting. Scout. Oh, Scout's talking about the how the wider tire on a lot of modern models kind of gives you similar benefits to the dual wheel. Not the same, obviously, but yeah, similar. Yeah, I agree. James MacLeod verifies 45 mile an hour version has a 2000 watt motor. So it's the MSX motor, right? I mean, it would make sense. I wonder if it has the same control board or a different control board. Because I thought that was one of the other things with the MS Pros. It had beefed up electrical components on the control board. So yeah, I'm curious about that. If Marty was here, he would tell me. He would know. NYC EUC, the speed board, yep. Hey, Mike in Tampa, what's up? Mike in Tampa is a one-wheel rider who is learning EUCs. You went on asphalt for the first time today? It's a lot easier than grass. Yes, it is. I only tried to learn on grass the first day. After that, it was all asphalt. Of course, it took me some time to realize that I needed to wear better protective gear when I was on asphalt, but it's much easier learning to ride on a hard surface, for sure. It's safer on grass. I mean, it's safer if you fall down, but I don't know if it's safer as far as learning to ride, because the irregularity of the surface can be very, very problematic when you're just trying to learn the basics of balancing. So I assume it went well. You didn't fall, didn't crash, I hope. James says that Gotway is doing it for them. Wow, so this is like a special thing for Jason? Man, he has a lot of pull with the EUC manufacturers. That's awesome. Good. Yeah, I mean, Jason really, really steps up to the plate for us. He really does. All right, I'll be right back. I need another one. I'm still thirsty. Pandemics. All right. I'm back. I'm sure you missed me terribly. Okay. What we got here? Okay, other people. are again chiming in that it's basically just the MSX motor. But has anyone said if the MSX motor requires the old MSX system board? I would think it has to be the new system board, right, to support the other electronics, like the headlight and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I would think it has to be the new system board, just the MSX motor. The high-speed version would have plenty of torque for NYC hills. Yeah, it would. Just won't be as fast from a stop. Yeah, according to the high-speed crowd in the NYC, it's all about being able to keep ahead of traffic, much like I did yesterday with my 16X, keeping ahead of the traffic in downtown Naples. If you saw that video, it was fun. It was a fun ride. It's cool to know that I'm able to go from my office to the beach. And you couldn't really tell on film, but I was at the beach for, I don't know, maybe close to 15 minutes, just chilling, just, people watching, hanging out. So that'll be great for me. It'll be a fun diversion. Mike said he had no problems riding on the asphalt today. Good for you, man. Gotway's doing an exclusive for, so eWheels is the only dealer that Gotway is doing that for. Wow. I wonder how many Gotway wheels Jason sells in a year. It has to be a hell of a lot for them to do that for him, right? Don't you think? Scout says the high torque MS Pro sounds cool for rocky mountains and stuff. Yeah, well, just ask Marty. Marty loves his MS Pro so much that he sold his MCM5, which he had christened long ago as the best hill climbing wheel that he owned. But the MS Pro is so strong torque-wise, he felt comfortable selling the MCM5, which really surprised me. And he sold his Tesla today, I think. So I did email him earlier. I think he said he was going to drop it off to whomever today. If he sold it for $500, that's a good deal, man. Hell, if I knew that, I would have told him to sell it to me, because I've never ridden a Tesla. But he's getting a one of those customized overseas Teslas from some Chinese dealer that I guess he has faith in, which is hard to do. I don't really have. I think it's an Alibaba seller, and that would concern me right from the get-go. But I guess it's some company that's doing a mod on the Tesla 2, to give it almost 1,500 watt hours of battery. So Marty's all about long distance, so he's very excited about getting a Tesla that is able to carry him long distance. And I'm sure we'll hear about it. Okay. Hey, David's here. What's up, man? David comments on a lot of my videos. How you doing, dude? Can you get the skateboard type wobbles on an EUC? Yes, absolutely. You can get speed wobbles on an EUC. Happens all the time. And that's a common problem with new riders, is you get those wobbles and they kind of panic. And when they panic, their body tenses up. And when you tense up, it can actually accentuate, I can't say that word, accentuate the wobble. And it can cause you to go down. So speed wobbling also, at least for me, if I have my tire pressure too high at higher speeds, speed wobble affects me more. So that's another reason that I keep my tire pressure in the upper 20s normally for most of my wheels. And when Katie had her worst crash on the M10-3, it was speed wobbles. She was going too fast, got a wobble that she could not correct, and she went down hard. So yeah, you can definitely get wobbles on an EUC. If you watch my early videos, like when I was learning on my Ninebot 1, I was convinced that there was something wrong with my Ninebot 1 because of the wobbles. I would just be riding along, and it would just start going like this. I'm like, what is wrong with this wheel? I was sure that there was something wrong with this wheel. And like, people like Ian would say, no, man, it's just because you're new and your body is not used to it. And basically what happens as you get more accustomed to it is You just learn to relax when that happens. You relax. You just kind of absorb the wobble and you go on. Like if you watch, I was watching Sang, or Sean as he's called by the NYC guys. He had a video today where he was riding the MS Pro around NYC, and he had the rear perspective for part of his ride. You see wobbles going on all the time, constantly. But it really becomes a non-issue as you become more and more skilled and comfortable on the wheel. So yeah, wobbles happen. Another thing that can cause a bad wobble is excessive braking. If you try to brake really hard, it is not abnormal for the whole wheel to start oscillating back and forth. And again, you just have to, just chill out and be loose. Scout needs to watch the Marty video of the Pro. He's on a few videos of it. He did the videos when he had the loaner from Jason, but now he has his own. So yeah, he's been loving it. Marty loves the MS Pro. All right, James talking about the motor differences, saying that they both have their benefits, meaning the 2,500 watt motor versus the 2,000 watt motor. 2,000 watt motor has plenty of torque. Yeah, it does. But yeah, when I ride my MSX, torque is not an issue. Torque is an issue on my Monster. Like if you saw my Monster video from last week, because I hadn't ridden it in a while, and when I pulled over for the beeps, I fixed that problem, and then I got on it again, and I'm like leaning, and it's not moving, and I'm like, I literally thought there was something wrong with it, and all it was is just the lack of low speed torque that the Monster has. I guess I've become accustomed to wheels like the 16X, the MSX, and even the 18XL. All have significantly more torque than the Monster. So, yep. Pavel Karpenko, or was it Pavel? Probably Pavel. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but welcome. EUC or electric skateboard for commuting? To me, it's a no-brainer. Electric unicycle. EUC. Electric unicycle is faster, has more range, is better suited to handle irregularities in the road. And when you're commuting, depending on the environment, unless you're commuting on super smooth and blemish-free asphalt, hard surfaces, that is not going to be fun. Even though people in New York City, you see them going around New York City on skateboards all the time, but compared to an EUC, I would take an EUC. I have two electric skateboards. I have a Meepo version 3 with conventional harder wheels. That thing sucks when you're going over irregularities on the road. It is not fun at all. Now I do have a Ranger X1 all-terrain with rubber tires. That is much better. Much better handling rough surfaces, but still, as far as commuting goes, EUC hands down, way better if you ask me. Let's see, what does Mike in Tampa say? Marty has a great video of the Tesla and V10F riding up a mountain. Yeah, I remember that video. It was like it was an early, I don't think it was even a V10F. I think it was a V10. Because the V10F has this. Wait, does the V10F have the smaller battery? Whichever. But yeah, it was terrible. It kept overheating. The guy had to keep stopping to let it cool down and then ride again. Yeah, that was terrible. The V10 had a very rocky launch. All kinds of problems with the V10. Hopefully the V11 doesn't have those problems, since I have $500 down on one. Cross my fingers. Richard says, you feel good at 35 PSI, but my speed is not going over 20 kilometers yet. Yeah, lower speeds, you're not going to notice the difference. And when it's funny, when I was learning, I remember like people like Ian saying, pump up your tire on your 9x1 to like 45 PSI, because it makes you more agile, because you have less tire contacting the ground. And with the 9x1, that's fine, because the 9x1 would start beeping at you at 13 miles an hour. That does not apply to 30 plus mile an hour wheels, in my opinion. I feel much safer having the tire pressure down. It not only absorbs bumps, but it just makes the wheel feel more stable at speed, at least to me. Now, if you're going for an absolute max speed run, yeah, if you want max speed, you want minimal drag on the asphalt. So people will typically pump their tires way up. But yeah, that's not for me. Not for me. Richard will be going 12 kilometers to work. Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. That'll be a very easy commute. Very, very easy. So the fastest you've gone is 20 kilometers an hour. So that's basically the speed of a Ninebot 1E Plus, I think. What's 20 kilometers an hour? Like 13 miles per hour, something like that? I can tell you real quick. Twelve and a half miles an hour. So that's basically top speed of a Ninebot 1E Plus. And I remember when 13 miles an hour felt fast. Sincerely. All right. So how have the how locked down or not locked down are you guys right now? At my work this week, we actually opened up to the public again for the first time since March 20th. We opened with almost all services available except for driver's license road testing. I guess because of the potential issue with having two people in a car together, and concealed weapons permitting, because that involves a new license, because that involves fingerprinting. So those two services are not available. They're still doing limited access to lobbies where they're supposedly not going to be allowing more than 25% of normal capacity in the lobby at one time. With employees, they are actually taking our temperatures every morning, just with one of those little infrared thermometers. They point it to your forehead, and if you got a fever, they send you home. We actually did have one person this week that was showing a high fever, and they did send them home. But unfortunately, I don't think that they actually required her to get tested for anything. So I'm not quite sure if that's good or not. I don't know. I mean, it's good to know someone has a temperature. And I just had a meeting with other tax collector IT staff, and it's interesting how different counties are being have different levels of testing and procedurally what they're doing differently. Like some of them are forcing customers to wear masks. Like we're recommending it, but if someone doesn't have a mask, we're not going to kick them out. But some tax collectors have a stiff requirement to wear masks. They're recommending that the employees wear masks. We have those fiberglass shields up between the employees and customers, spit shields. So yeah, it's been an interesting time for sure. But people were definitely glad to be able to get some face-to-face customer service once again, for sure. Richard says we are a manufacturer, so not much different, but a lot cleaner now. Malls just opened up. Yeah, I heard that malls just opened up. I think they opened up down here as well. Most stores are still closed. Okay. Jim says parts of PA open. My county just got extended to June 4th lockdown. Really? So all of May as well. Really? Why? Are there a lot of cases in your area, Jim? I'm from Pennsylvania, and I have heard from my friends up there that it's been pretty severe. It seems like it's been more severe than what was going on down here in Florida, which is unfortunate because it's tough. It's tough on everybody. It really is. Kind of messes with your head. But I can't believe they're locking you down till June 4th. That's a long lockdown. And to be quite honest, with all the stuff going around, who knows what the real deal is? I mean, every day it seems there's conflicting information out there. Who knows? knock on wood, I've been healthy. Cindy hasn't caught anything. So, but I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. That's for sure. Mike in Tampa says we are still locked down around here. 95% parks closed. Really? So Hillsborough is still mostly locked down. Interesting, because Hillsborough was on that call I was talking about today. I was talking that they said that what they're doing is, I mentioned that we're checking the temperatures of employees, but Hillsborough is taking it a step further. They are actually installing like this piece of equipment that basically attaches to a computer, has a camera, and I guess an infrared camera, that it actually is shooting people's faces as they come in and instantly can tell their temperature. And if someone has a high temperature, it flags them like that. And it's interesting, like they, not only does it shoot these people, but it also has like a something in the field of view that is 98.6 degrees. So it kind of calibrates it constantly, so to make sure that it's accurate. I didn't ask how much it costs. I bet it costs a fortune, but Hillsborough is really going out there to try to limit the amount of people coming in their offices that have temperatures. Definitely. Jason asking where I work at. I'm in Florida. I'm in Southwest Florida. I work for the tax collector down here. We take payments for property taxes and do motor DMV and driver's license transactions, concealed weapons permitting, issue beach stickers. We basically collect the money for all these services and then distribute it to the appropriate agencies. Richard, long lineups to get into Costco and major grocery stores. Yeah. We went to Sam's Club. We went to Sam's Club last week, and there was a line that was probably maybe 30 people, 40 people long that we waited to get in, with more or less 6 foot spacing. I've been wearing, Cindy and I have both been wearing the 3D printed masks that uses air filter media as the filtration. So we've been wearing that. Home Depot. Sometimes I've had to wait to get in at Home Depot as well. They have someone at the door counting people that come in and counting people that leave, and that's how they determine how many people can be in the store at once. So definitely a lot more people wearing masks, but I would say maybe 75% of the people I see in retail stores are wearing masks at this point. How much it helps, it's debatable. Let's hide that. Mike in Tampa, ride my one wheel with an N95 mask. Just don't trust anybody. Yeah. I have not been wearing a mask when I ride. I have that buff, but I don't have any N95 masks to wear in the first place. But I have not been wearing a mask outdoors. But I do still try to keep my distance from people. So Jim is again getting details about the lockdown in his part of Pennsylvania. There's levels red and yellow. Yellow is opening slowly. Red is still in lockdown. So those color codes are based on cases or deaths or hospital admissions. See, it's interesting because there definitely was a sky is falling attitude when this first started happening. But the reality has been, at least the reality that I've seen in most cases, not everywhere, but in most cases, that we have more than enough bed space and the capability to handle the cases. Like, for example, my ex-wife works for Lee County, which is the county above us. She works for Lee County Health at a hospital. And she said that currently only 8% of the patients that they had in the hospital, 8% of the capacity in their hospital was COVID-19 patients. So, and I'm not saying that it's obviously not like that everywhere, but I do hear that that story resonating, that in most situations, space is not an issue. So, but again, I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just anxious for life to at least start to resume getting somewhat back to normal. I think normal is not going to happen for quite a while, though. Richard, you got to go? Richard has to go. Do we do this every Friday? No, I do not. I do it whenever I feel like it. Today, the driving force of doing it was I wanted to test out StreamYard, which I can tell you right now, I'm quite happy with the way it's performing. Very easy. Super easy. Stream seems reliable. Features are intuitive. So that's why I'm doing it right now. But typically, Richard, I just do it, if something comes to mind that I want to talk about. And I have sometimes like given some people some heads up. I'll put something in the community portion of my channel just to say, hey, I'm going to live stream, soon, maybe. But tonight was just spur of the moment. You just never know. I'm unpredictable. I'm extreme like that. You just never know what I'm going to do. Jason, you're in West Virginia and haven't seen people in 2 months now. So you're doing like a hardcore lockdown? I assume that you still go to the stores for groceries and stuff, right? You got to interact with the world a little bit. Maybe not. I mean, I guess you could have everything delivered, right? I guess. Yeah, that aspect of this has not bothered me. I'm not a social butterfly. I'm actually the exact opposite of whatever you would call someone that is not a social butterfly. I could give two shits about that, really. I'm usually quite capable of entertaining myself, through various methods. So, yeah, that part of it hasn't been hard for me. It's just not being able to do the things that you want to do freely. I miss being able to go out and, going to the movies or something that Cindy and I would do on a regular basis. Obviously that's not there. Going out to eat, going out to a bar, that's stuff I do like to do once in a while, not a lot, but not having that option is, it's annoying. It's annoying for everybody to varying degrees. All right, so NYC mom, wife, teacher. Okay, I was curious about what the latest is with NYC. I was watching like CNN like regularly, and it was just depressing. I was watching it before bed and every night. I'm just like, I needed a break. So now I've been watching Clone Wars at night before bed on Disney Plus. I find that much more enjoyable than watching the same doom and gloom every night. Okay, so we are locked down in NYC until May 15th. Central Park is limiting entrances. Streets have been open to pedestrians to ease congestion in parks. Okay. Well, that's next week, next Friday, huh? Okay, well, that's coming up. I had heard that the numbers in NYC at least had plateaued. I think what everyone's waiting for is to see, because again, the doom and gloom prediction has been that once these restrictions start getting relaxed, that we're going to see numbers start to go up. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens or not. But to be quite honest with you, I've been hearing some stuff about numbers and there's some concerning things, where like it's financially prudent for medical institutions to say that they are dealing with a COVID-19 individual, treating one because they are financially rewarded for doing so. I've heard that more than once. And if that's the truth, that's concerning. It really is. Can't say it's 100% true because I don't know. This is based on other things I've heard, but if that's true, that makes you question a lot of things. At least it makes me do that. Pavel, one more question. Let's put this up here. KingSong 18XL or Gotway Nikola 100 volt? Well, I still have a KingSong 18XL, which is actually a KingSong 18L that I modified with a bigger battery pack and bigger pedals to make it like an 18XL. Compared to a Nikola 100 volt, I did have a Nikola 100 volt. for several months, 2 months, 3 months. And I actually wound up trading that to a gentleman in Colorado for his KingSong 16X because I liked the KingSong 16X more than the Nikola 100 volt. The biggest difference you're going to see between 18XL and a Nikola 100 volt is performance. That's the big differentiator between them. And the Nikola has a big, I don't know, it looks like a big Roomba, sort of. If you know what a Roomba is, a robotic vacuum, or a big UFO, actually, with the LED lights around it and stuff. So yeah, some people might like that visual. Some people do not. I wasn't a real fan of the Nikola. I didn't like how fat the case was. I didn't like the handle design. I thought it was kind of crappy. Comfort and stability wise, the Nikola rode great. I like the way it rode. I'm trying to think compared to an 18XL. An 18XL feels more nimble to me. It's a much thinner case. It's a much more classic design, but there's nothing wrong with a Nikola 100 volt either. It kind of depends how much stock you put on to fit and finish, quality of build, and speed. If you have any inkling to go fast, the Nikola 100 volt is going to go 25% faster than a KingSong 18XL at its top end. But there are just a bunch of little things with the Nikola that bothered me. It had a fan that was super loud, sounded like it had spun a bearing from brand new, right out of the box. The stickers were peeling off of it. But I mean, Gotway, that's par for the course for Gotway. Q&A or QC, quality control, is not something that Gotway is known for. I don't know if they're ever going to change that. It depends on the person how much that bothers you, But they're both. I'm sure that you could buy either wheel and be happy with them. The Nikola 100 volt though will cost you more than KingSong 18XL. So if money is factored in there as well, you'll probably pay $400 more for the Nikola, maybe $500. Richard says masks to protect other people from you. That's right. Yeah, no, absolutely. If nothing else, because like when you wear a cloth mask, I've read somewhere the mask, filtration wise, a virus can be like 1 micron in width, and a cloth mask does absolutely nothing to stop that. But what a cloth mask does is it limits how much you can project. If you cough or when you're breathing or if you sneeze or whatever, it knocks down your transmission radius, which definitely that is definitely true. And if nothing else, you should wear one for that reason if you're going to be around other people. And that's why whenever I'm in public spaces, I am wearing a mask, but not outside. Scout says, "What's it called?" Oh, this is the streaming software. It's called StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard. Yeah, it's crazy. You make an account. Like you don't have a password with StreamYard. You put in your email address, and then that makes your account magically. There's no passwords with StreamYard. What happens is every time you log in, once you put your email in, it sends you a code in email that only works for 15 minutes. And that will get you in. So it's actually kind of a brilliant way to eliminate password problems. You don't have one. Every time you log in, you're verified because your login code goes to your email. It's actually a really slick thing that I've never seen done before. Very cool. Yeah, the guys that developed this they're sharp, man. They're really sharp. Really like this. I was paying for XSplit, which is what I've used up until this point to do streaming, XSplit. And I had like a subscription that cost $140 or $150 a year. Once I started looking at StreamYard today, I canceled it. Now, and this is the free version. You can pay. I think if you pay, it works out to like $240 a year. So it's not cheap. But when you pay, you can have more people in the stream at once, but I think right now I could have 3 more people or 4 more people if I wanted. It allows you to do more customization, some more tweaking. It allows you to stream to more sources at once. So, like, for example, I could be streaming to YouTube, to Twitch, to Facebook, all at the same time. If this works out as well as it appears to be, I'm fine paying for the subscription. I don't mind paying for stuff that works, man. Not at all. What looks cool, Scout? This? Yeah, it does. It's easy. It's easy. You know, like Google had their Google Hangouts, which I don't even know if they have them anymore. And I tried messing with that, but it was klutzy, man. It wasn't smooth. Did not like the way that it presented the content. This is way better, way better. And this is the free. Like I said, this is the free version currently. As far as functionality, like just if a single person is streaming, the only way that you can tell that this is the free version is the Powered by StreamYard on the top right corner. You know, that branding is there if you're doing the free version. But otherwise, for a single person presenting, it's basically the same. It's nice, man. Came out last year, I believe. Jim says EUC. Okay. EUC service has a Nikola Plus for $17.99 right now. It's a special. What, the 100 volt, 1800 watt hour for $17.99? Really? Yeah, because hell, when I bought my Nikola Plus, I think eWheels was selling them for $2,400 back then. But I mean, that was I don't know, 9 months ago, 10 months ago at this time. Let's see. I checked out their website once. Oh, that's right. These are where are these? Oh, they're in Poland. Is that what we're talking about? The company in Poland? Let's see, Nikola. What does it say? What's the price of the Nikola? Oh, and they have KingSong S18s on there as well. Nikola, $17.49. Wow. Oh wait, no. Okay, well I see a Nikola on there, 84 volt, with Sanyo batteries, 1600 watt hour for $17.49. And they had the 1800. Okay, there's the one you're talking about. 1800 watt hour, 100 volt for $17.89. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. But I'm sure that does not include shipping to the United States. That's for sure. It is a nice deal if you live in that area. Nice indeed. See you later, Pavel. Pavel's heading out. See you later, bud. Take it easy. Okay, yeah, Jim verified they're in Europe. Yeah, I'm not into, generally speaking, I'm not into buying my wheels from Europe, even though I did buy my Monster from Ian in the UK. And I did buy my Gotway, my Nikola Plus from Lars in Finland. He's a friend of Matthias, and he basically was just like a broker that the wheel came directly from Gotway, shipped from Gotway to me, and he kind of was like a broker in that deal. So those are really the only 2 wheels I've ever bought overseas. I generally try to stick to buying from Jason if at all possible. Scout tried to send me a super chat. It glitched out, really? I don't know. Why would it glitch out? Let me see. I'm just hopping over here onto the YouTube side of things. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Scout. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. but I appreciate the effort. It's the thought that counts, right? Scout. That's so funny, man. Scout, you actually know my EUC history better than I do. You're right. My M Super V3 was from Speedy Feet. My Monster was actually from E-Wheels. I'm old. I forget shit, man. I apologize, but you're right. Yep. It was my M Super V3, and I remember it well because it was $1,200, including shipping to the door. And Marty bought his from Ian at right around the same time, because the exchange rate was very favorable at that time, so it made sense. Thank you for the correction. It will not be the last time I need to be corrected. Alex asks, what is that part of the 16X protecting the headlight area? That is a bumper. It's an MSX bumper that I designed, 3D printed. That was somebody a while ago said, hey, I like the 3D printed bumpers you have for the KingSong 18L and XL. You should do that with the 16X. And I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. So that was what the original hope was to make a bumper or a stand, a front nose stand for the 16X. But I came to discover, with the way that case is designed, I could not come up with a practical way to do it, because really a 16X has its own stand built into it. If you just rotate a 16X forward, that first angle, it will hit that first angle. So even with that nose guard that I have on there, it never gets to that part of the wheel if you rotate it forward. So I basically gave up on that. So I worked with what I had, and it's basically just a bumper for the 16X. If it went down for some reason, hit the nose around there, the intent is that the 3D printed part would break, absorbing some of the energy from the impact, hopefully minimizing the damage to your wheel. I also sell bumpers for the MSX, and I actually had someone, I think it was earlier this week, or maybe the end of last week, tell me that he wiped out, and the bumper did exactly what it was supposed to do. The bumper got broke, but the nose of his MSX was okay. And he said, "Hey man, I broke my guard. Could you send me another one?" And even though that really is what it's supposed to happen, if you crash, it's going to break. I did send him another one. Who was it? Was that you, Jim, that did that? Now I'm questioning myself. Now I need to check my email just to see if that was Jim that I sent that to. Who was it? Let's see if I can find that quickly, and I'll just keep talking, because of course I will make this into a live stream, and dead air in a live stream does not sound good. Let's see, where is it? 420. What is today's date? No, it wasn't that long ago. Shit. What is his name? Oh man, so much pressure. Did you guys see that I ordered the that body armor? The body armor for riding. I've not gotten it yet. I need to see when that's going to show up. I can't find the email, guys, unfortunately, about the broken MSX nose stand. But anyways, that was the first real world case that I heard where it actually did what it's supposed to do. I don't know if I'm not sure if it cut out on him or if he just wrecked for other reasons, but yeah, nose guards, that's what's on the 16X. Luckily, I don't really ride it in a way that's going to make crashing a big problem. Okay, what's... did I show that? I did show that. Tommy just got your EUC stand. Works great for the Tesla V2. Awesome. Glad, Tommy. Like I said earlier, I've been selling a ton of stands lately. Lots of businesses are hurting right now. The 3D printed electric unicycle stand business is not. Oh, Scout. Okay, so yeah, Scout, you bought my V3. Yeah, you bought my. Dude, I can't keep handles versus names straight. You bought my V3, and then you smoked the board on it, and then you got another board, and then you were talking about possibly selling the V3, but then you decided not to because you bought a drone, right? Is that right, at least? Maybe my memory's not totally gone. Oh, Dan, you're here. I didn't see this, Dan. I talked about the shoulder a couple times already, but briefly, it's been getting better the last 4 days. It's getting better. I still have an appointment on Monday just to go to an orthopedist just to check it out, because I have had long standing issues with the shoulder while doing pressing exercises. So I think it's worth my while to at least have him check it out and see what he thinks. But I can do this now. And that was an absolute impossibility for the majority of the last 2 weeks. So it's getting better, but I still have to be careful, because, if I try to do something that inadvertently strains it, I could be right back in square one. Like last Friday, I was feeling better. I was feeling good. Well, not great, but it was movable again. I did my run on Friday in the parking garage. And I don't know if anybody reads my blog. Probably not. I have a blog for like 14 years, or 2003. No, really? Shit. 17 years. For 17 years, I've been writing a blog, and I talk about various things there. But anyways, I talked about it there. So last Friday, I was running the parking garage for the first time. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a 6-level garage. There's 5 up ramps. When you get to level 5, the ramp to go up to level 6, there's a small chain they have draped across it, because I guess they don't want people like driving up there for whatever reason unnecessarily. This chain is hanging low. It was maybe, I don't know, 8 inches off the ground. I'm like, 8 inches? I mean, come on, no problem. So I approach it, and I'm going to try to I talked about this in my video. Yeah, I talked about it on my video as well as the blog. But anyways, I tried to jump over the chain while running in stride, and I caught my leg. And when I caught my leg, I by reflex, I just threw my arms around, and it instantly deadened that shoulder. And then I was back into Pain City the rest of last weekend. I could hardly use the shoulder again. So, knock on wood, it's getting better. And hopefully that continues. But getting old isn't for sissies. I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it many, many more times. So Scout, see, I don't understand. He's talking about the super chat thing. Like, what error do you get when you try to do it? Because all StreamYard is doing is it's and this is the same thing that XSplit does. It just directs the content to a YouTube live stream. It shouldn't affect the functionality of it. But maybe it does. I don't know. I guess I could ask them. But it as far as super chats go, it should not affect anything. But if you do have an error of some sort that I can investigate, I'll be happy to do it. Because like if I go over here, like right now, I'm in the actual YouTube interface. This is a test. There you go. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, Senator Perry just did a super chat for $1.02. Did you just do that, Senator Perry? Or did that just come through once I typed over there? That'd be kind of weird. Well, thanks for the super chat, man. You gave me one before, didn't you? Not necessary, but appreciated. Help pay for my my shoulder bills. There we go. Yeah. Can I show this? Look at that. I can even show the super chat donation. That easy. Super easy, man. This is great. I love StreamYard. Yeah, Scout, maybe it could just be a YouTube thing. It could be a browser thing. Who knows? Who knows, man? YouTube can be rather buggy. Dan confirming that I did mention that in the live stream, my fall on the chain. Whoops, I don't want to say that. I don't want to show that. Oh, look. Okay, Scout, you just super chatted. I guess it does work. Thanks, man. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Thanks, man. It's very kind when you guys do that. And I thought I would get Mickey or possibly Marty in here. I know Marty said he was going for a ride, but I thought he'd be back by now. But maybe not. Marty likes to do long rides. Kathy and Joss. Hey, Kathy and Joss. I'll put you up here. I don't think I've ever seen you on the live streams before. How you doing? Do I know you? Either way, welcome. Nice to meet you. And I do appreciate you tossing in your 2 cents, Senator Perry. That's very important. What else do we have except our 2 cents? Kathy and Joss have been watching you and Indy a long while. Enjoying. Good. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice. It's always gratifying to hear that people, get something out of your content. Something useful at least. Cindy. Oh, okay. So you've been watching Cindy. Okay. Yep. Cindy she's probably asleep right now. I would imagine she was very tired. Yes, Scout, check out StreamYard, man. It's awesome. It really is. It's so funny that I stumbled across it. Scout says you owed me a couple bucks. I don't think you did. I don't think you owed me any money. But I do appreciate it regardless. Kindness is always appreciated. Generosity is always appreciated. Marty's on his 600-mile ride. Yeah, isn't that the truth? That guy rides like nobody's business, man. It's crazy. I just wonder, if he, because obviously he's into woodworking as well. He has that huge woodworking setup in his garage. I wonder if that's just the way he goes about his hobbies, man. He just goes all in. But I wonder if he burns out ever. He just one day he's just sick of this, gonna do something else. I'm curious. So, because it sure doesn't seem that way with the EUCs yet. Nowhere close yet, because he is all about it. That is his thing. And it's my thing too, but I have other things too. I mean, EUCs and PEVs are a good portion of my interests, but it's not everything. Happy to meet you too, I guess. Virtually. Give you an internet high five. There you go. Have any of you out there subscribed to the Duff's Live PEV live stream? The podcast? Usually after any of these live streams, I always convert them into a podcast, and there's a feed on iTunes, on Google Play, on Spotify too, I think, where you can actually download this content as an audio-only podcast and listen to it if that's your jam. It's not bad. It's interesting. Sort of. I don't know. Well, I think it is. But I kind of have a jaded opinion, I guess. Vega Venturing. That's another new name I don't recognize. Brand new rider. Second day riding a 16X. What do you recommend to help stop low-speed wobbles? First thing I would ask is, what is your tire pressure at? We had a discussion about this earlier, about tire pressure and how it can contribute to wobbling, especially as you go faster and faster. But as far as just wobbling, doing normal speed, again, I talked about my experience when I was riding. I learned on a Ninebot 1E+, and I was 100% sure that there was something wrong with my wheel because it would just start wobbling on me. I asked my dealer about it. I asked a bunch of people about it, and really, and they all said it's just because you're new. Your body doesn't know how to react to it, and as you become better, it will become less of a problem. I didn't believe I was sure that like my wheel was out of balance. I was checking the tire, looking at the rim, spinning it, making sure it was true. I was sure there was something wrong with my wheel. It wasn't. It was just me not being used to riding an EUC and my body tensing up whenever, when you're a new rider, whenever the wheel starts moving on you, you get nervous, man. And when you get nervous, you start to tense up, and that can make wobbles even worse. So it more than likely is just your inexperience, really. But lower PSI can help, at least when you go faster. But even when you're going slower, lower PSI might help just because you have more of the tire surface hitting the ground. That's funny. Dan's advice is 1 beer. Yeah, it does help. I've done that a few times. Drank a beer before doing stuff. I think I drank a few beers when I was learning to go backwards. Low speed wobbles, legs are not in top shape. Yeah, that's true. That's another factor that learning to ride an EUC, you are more than likely utilizing muscles in ways that they're not used to being utilized. So you don't have the endurance or the strength yet. And that, again, that is another thing you will develop over time. So that can be something else that is contributing to those low speed wobbles. Tommy says, what tire pressure would be best for my new Tesla V2? You weigh 180 pounds. Well, I weigh about 180, 185. And for most of my wheels, I try to keep the pressure 25 to 30 PSI for me. I like having extra cush, extra suspension, old-fashioned suspension just from the tire. I like riding around that PSI. That's good for me. The only downside with lower PSI is if you go too low, is you risk a pinch flat. And a pinch flat is what happens if, like, you have lower tire pressure and you say you hit a pothole. That impact, if the tire pressure is low enough, can actually pinch the tire and the tube momentarily enough to actually cause a flat. So it is something that can be a risk if you go too low with the PSI. But personally, I ride 25 to 30 with all of my wheels, really. That's what I set it to. Yeah. Jim again, talking about relaxing with speed wobbles, definitely the thing. Wow, I'm still thirsty. I'll be right back. They're going down easy tonight. This is definitely something that has picked up as a result of being quarantined, and all the fun is my consumption of alcohol has definitely gone up. Nothing crazy, but in regular circumstances, I might drink once a month, maybe. Nothing crazy. So I definitely have been drinking more alcohol since this all started. But I think I'm probably far from alone based on what I've been seeing. Oh, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, EVX. Yo, nerds. What platform you on now? Mickey, I'm on the same platform you're on with your live stream today. That's the whole reason that I discovered it, StreamYard. It's great. It's fantastic. It's so easy, and it's so much easier to accommodate guests. The UI is stupid simple. You don't even have a password with this system. You put your email in, and then every time you want to log in, once you put your email in, it emails you a code that's good for 15 minutes, and that is your password. You don't actually have a conventional password. It's great, man. It really is. It's so easy. And as you can see here, and they were doing this for the live stream you're on, you can just pop comments up here. You can share your screen easy. It's what I'm going to be using. I just canceled my XSplit subscription earlier today because there's no need. If I'm going to spend money on a subscription for streaming, I'm going to spend it for a StreamYard. Believe me. Delph the alcoholic. Yeah, that's me, man. I just have no control. I drink Windex. Now I can invite you into the stream real easy, Mickey. That's one of the other nice things. If you want to come in, I can do it real easy. I just send you a link. It's the same thing you did today. I send you the link, you click, and I add you in. It's not a wine spritzer, man. It's a patriotic drink. It's Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry. Okay. I have Miller Lite in the fridge. You know, if we want to go hardcore, I got Miller Lite. I have some vodka out there. You know, but sticking with this for now. It's going down easy. But it has, let's see, what's the alcohol content on this? 4.5%. It's not bad. It's more than light beer, right? So, yeah. It's all right. I used to be a Zima drinker, and I know Zima was before your time, Mickey. You probably don't even know what Zima is, which is scary. But, yeah, I used to drink Zima. I didn't even start drinking alcohol until I was 24 years old, believe it or not. So. And there's a whole backstory to that, but I don't really feel like getting into that right now. But yeah. Wine spritzer. I'm a nerd that drinks wine spritzers. Yeah. It's me. No skill zombie writers. Talk about the M10. You talk about the M10-3. You want me to invite you in? You can talk about it. You know, you were the M10-3 hater, and now all of a sudden, you know, you love it. Just like I predicted. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna invite you. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you the. I think I can just send you the link in Facebook chat, Mickey. I think because I don't think I have your email address. You know, only cool people. Not you don't give your email address to nerds. I understand. All right, so if I do this and I do this, bang. All right. I sent you the guest link. You can be my first official StreamYard guest. I thought it might be Marty, but he's probably still out riding somewhere. I'm going to probably have to put my headphones on to do this. So we can avoid reverb. Let's do that. There's Mickey. I'm going to add you to the stream, dude. Here we go. Bang. Nice, huh?
What's up?
What's up, man?
We're live.
Where's your wine spritzer?
In my belly.
Oh, okay. So tell me about the M10-3. How much you love it?
Oh, that's the little one. She's upset.
Oh, they're cute.
I mean, I was telling you earlier, I have a video that I'm going to be putting out soon, but it's the little like joke that could, right? Like,
yeah,
it's such a silly wheel, but it's like I kept finding myself like at night, like wanting to ride it barefoot around the neighborhood. You know?
Did you try to hit 25 miles an hour on it yet?
I hit the beeps. Whatever. I don't think I changed whatever the beeps were set at. I hit that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's supposed to be right around 25, if it's a fresh battery.
Yeah, I kept trying to keep it with that wheel. You want to keep it close to 100.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's a very precarious wheel for sure. It's like it's fun, but it's like you feel how dangerous it is, you know.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely dangerous. I love this with StreamYard, how you can just pop the comments up like this. It's very, very easy. So that live stream you did today, that was the first time that you've been on StreamYard, I assume? But what's that guy's...
it wasn't my stream. It was
I know.
MadPack's stream. So
MadPack. Okay, I forgot his name.
Marco, I think is
Marco.
I never know if it's Marco or Marcos. Sorry, Marcos.
So I saw bits and pieces of it. So it seemed, was it a lot of talking about filming on EUCs, or just it seemed more like general Q&A to me? That's what I saw.
I would say it was like 65-70% filming. But like, you know, if someone chimes in and wants to ask like a general question, like we're not going to be like, no, we're not going to answer.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
And plus, some people were super chatting questions that had nothing to do with filming, so of course he's going to answer those.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got 2 super chats again today.
Nice. I think I saw that when I popped in.
Okay. I'm waiting for Marty.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
I was saying the family, we were all just sitting out in the backyard looking at the stars tonight.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I'm on the patio area here.
Mm-hmm. So how are you liking East Coast?
White person background with
yeah, I see that. That's very nice. How are you guys liking East Coast versus West Coast?
I mean, I grew up down here,
right,
on the East Coast. The West Coast is different. It's nice. I'll tell you what. There's better off-road terrain on the West Coast compared to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Well, I'm closer to the wilderness over here, so.
Yeah, something I'm looking forward to in weeks, whenever my V11 arrives.
Yeah, when is that going to be?
I don't know, man. Like the
after Coochie gets
Inmotion people are behind.
So it's supposed to come to you right from Inmotion, not through Jason, right from Inmotion.
I think it's still going through Jason, but still, like, they haven't sent it to anyone.
That's a bummer. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a favoritism towards the home turf advantage, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which I don't think they get it over there. You know, I don't think they understand, like, sort of the market that is over here. I think they're just like, oh, he's down the street. Yeah, we'll just go a wheel.
Yeah, super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy. So Dan asks, have I ever considered a 360 camera like Marty? I've considered it. I don't have one. I have been considering the Insta360 or whatever it's called, the modular camera, sports camera that they come out with, because my GoPro 7 is still buggy at times. Like yesterday when I was filming, it just became unresponsive for like 5 minutes. So yeah, I am thinking about it. And you have the Insta360 X, right?
Yes, I like it a lot. I have no complaints about it.
But that one you have to do all the editing on the phone, right?
No, I used their desktop application.
Oh, I didn't even realize that they had one.
So, like, the phone is, like, slightly better for smoother transitions when you're moving, you know, kinetically inside the sphere, if you will, when you're editing. Yeah. But the phone doesn't allow you to export at 4K, and it's kind of a pain. So I just take my SD card out of the camera, download it to my computer, and I just use the desktop app. And I pretty much, the way I use it, it's more like filmic, so I don't like use world view and all that nonsense. So I avoid transitional moments. I just use it for when it's kind of like, you know, working stationary. So it works pretty good for me.
That's cool.
Like, yes, I know Sean, however you say his name.
Hussein.
He loves, Hussein. He likes to do the worldview nonsense, but
yes, I have noticed that.
Not for me.
Okay, because I think Marty does all of his, because you know he obviously loves them, and I think he told me that he always does all of his editing on the phone, which is maybe why he has a lot of just very long form videos, because it's not easy to do complex editing on your phone.
I did it a couple of times, but the more I started to shoot with it, like really for like a lot of content, it's not practical.
Yeah,
it works. Then you have to then like process on your phone, then download to your computer. It's like a whole thing. So you might as well just take the SD card out and start at your computer.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do.
Decent. It's not horrible. It's better than GoPro's program.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the new sport camera then from Insta360, the modular one?
Today on the live stream, but it's pretty cool. It's like, you know, if you don't own a GoPro and you were thinking about getting a 360 and potentially a GoPro, like it's a great in between. If you want to own both of those worlds, you know, get the 1R or whatever it's called. But I already own a GoPro and a 360 camera, so kind of useless for me, even though it has a bigger sensor, so that is appealing. But you know, if you don't own any of those, or you own one of those, it's probably a good choice for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I might go that route next time, just to try something different. Let's see here. Let's see. Everyone is just awestruck, Mickey. No one wants to talk because you're here. They're probably afraid that you're gonna, you know, call them a no-skill zombie writer or something.
Dude, that's so funny.
So you saw that the LA EUC games were officially canceled?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Which, I mean, I figured it would probably happen. You know, it's the right thing to do.
Well, yeah, especially since Rama's basically been out of work ever since the pandemic started.
Yeah, and I mean, I like Rama. He's a great guy, but I think for the second rendition, he should have only put it on if it was sponsored by a big company, not himself. You know, because like it seemed like it was a lot of money, and I think if it were me and I was doing it, I would like do the logistics of it, but I would make sure that someone bigger than myself who's tied to this community was paying for it, because it would be a a mutually beneficial scenario. But he put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the first one, which is great. But you know, it's like, hey, do that for your first run out, and then find a way to subsidize it if you can. I get it. Maybe he asked, maybe they said no. I don't know, but
that makes sense. So maybe there'll be one in 2021. Who knows? I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's more just a faction of like, just, you know, the world's crazy.
Scout, Mickey, did you ever try the Sony RX02? I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't either.
Let me look it up.
Why don't you try it out and let us know?
Let me see what it is. Oh, it's another sport cam. I remember this coming out last year. It's saying a share screen just like this. Bang. There we go. We're moved to the side.
Look at you. You're so fancy.
Yeah. Well, they're so easy, man, with StreamYard. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a GoPro form factor.
Oh, look at that. They paid for the Sony name on it, huh?
$700. Wow. Ouch.
I think you're paying for the name.
Yeah, that's crazy. What would make that worth $700?
You'd have to be like a 2-inch sensor for me.
It's a 1-inch. Yeah, 1-inch sensor. Wow. Holy crap. That's crazy. Yep, not for me. So, Scott, do you have one? Is that why you're asking? I know you're into drones, but
it's funny. I'm starting a job with GQ next week.
Yeah.
And I'm like really thankful to have some kind of income. The film industry is basically shut down. And I was like, a lot of it is like they're having the actor do like self-taping and stuff. Like he's having to be the cameraman because, what's going on in the world. And like, I was like, cool, like we should integrate some New York City shots in between. There's like transitional pieces between different scenes. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. A good thing we were hiring you. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so we don't have a giant budget for like stock footage, but if you want to search for some, like, we're down. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. But I also have a plethora of drone footage of New York City. So I'm like, cool. we can just throw that in,
That's cool. I heard someone said earlier before you got on that supposedly New York's going to start relaxing next Friday. Is that correct? Is that what you heard?
I keep hearing New York's going to keep it forever.
Really? I'm trying to look in the comments. Where was that? They said May 15th.
Well, there's always a deadline and then they just move it.
Really?
Yeah, which I think we're going to be the last people to open up. So I wouldn't put your eggs in that basket.
It says we are locked down in NYC until May 15th. Central Park is limiting entrances. Streets have been opened to pedestrians to ease congestion in parks.
Basically, I mean, the lower income residents of New York City have just said, screw this social distancing nonsense, because what are we going to do? Stay in our apartments all day with no air conditioning? Like, see ya. We're going to hang out on the street.
Oh, wow.
So, you're going to have a bit of that in every city, there's a faction of people who are just like, I'm not listening.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like there's a faction of that out in California as well.
Well, I saw your video at Naples, and when you first sat down on the beach, there was that family. None of them were wearing masks, and
no, nobody had a mask on. Yeah, I mean they were spread out, but yeah, no one had a mask on the beach.
It's complicated. I get it. Like if you're a family, it's all of you guys, on the beach. Like, why would you wear a mask if you're consciously keeping away from the UC riders?
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
you're just together. Like, why would you wear a mask? I get, but. I think we have to take it all with, be some grace with some people,
So there's another question for you, Mickey. Can you see these comments when I pop
Yep.
them up? Okay.
Yeah. I do video production for my day job. I run a post-production company.
So Vega does it for a major automotive company. Cool.
Sweet. I actually don't touch cars at all. I know that's a very specific niche. I do a lot of beauty commercials for like big beauty brands, which might sound strange considering this whole PEV thing.
I heard you talking about that on the live stream today about some of the brands you work with.
Yeah, like Clinique, Maybelline, Revlon, CoverGirl. And I also do like stuff for fashion brands. Like I said, I have a GQ commercial coming up. So it's a more refined, like my clientele, they're very, they're a custom way of life.
So, like, for example,
maybe that's why I ride UCs and it's all dirty and adrenaline filled. Maybe it's a war against that.
So, like, when you're doing like this GQ job, for example, like, how much time is involved with a project like that?
So it's supposed to start in like next week sometime. It'll be like this one. Again, this is a rare COVID scenario, but sorry, I'm hitting my laptop. It's like a month long it's like a 2-minute branded content piece.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a month or so of editing, and then we have like a day or so of color grading, and then it goes to audio mix, and then we do the final conform, and then it goes out.
So this is stuff for TV, for internet? Like, what is it for?
This is going to be web-based. This company does a lot of web-based stuff. Yeah, so branded content stuff is more web-based because it's longer form. Anything that's over 60 seconds is going to be web-based. I'm getting a lot more of that nowadays just because people realize the power in that.
So is this stuff like with these jobs you get, is this like word of mouth where they seek you out, or you are out soliciting this work from these companies?
So more the former. More they're seeking me out. Sometimes I meet people and then try to like court them and try to get in their business. This company in specific, I've kind of worked with another faction of their ad agency before, and then I discovered them, and then I actually like pursued them. Like I really schmoozed them and that kind of thing to gain their confidence and their trust. And so like during COVID, all my work basically dried up. So I'm pretty thankful that like they trust me enough to like go, hey, this is who we're going to call during this time to handle whatever we got going on,
So Vegas says, yeah, he's all cash spending has been put on hold for the rest of the year. Yeah. Sounds like a common theme for a lot of people right now.
Well, Vega, if they decide to start spending again, I can recommend a fantastic post-production company that can handle
Shipyard.
Go to shipyardpost.com.
Mm-hmm.
They can handle the back end after it's been shot. But usually we work with the ad agencies or straight to the client themselves before it's shot, just to determine like who they want to work with to handle the editing and the visual effects and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, that's super cool. Stride is here.
So like my YouTube craziness is like a more like stripped down, rough edged version of stuff I normally do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about this, Mickey, or not. Do you want to talk at all about some of the circumstances regarding releasing the video you did of our high-speed run? Is that something you want to talk about, or do you want to just like not talk about it?
Sure.
Because I've been seeing bits and pieces all over the place about some of the commentary and the back and forth, and it was a little surprising.
Yeah, I mean, amazingly, I mean, I get maybe not, but like thumbs down actually make a difference when you're a tiny channel like all of us in this PEV game.
Yeah, you had like 2 to 1 thumbs down, or like what you had like 1 thumbs down for every 2 thumbs up. I saw.
Yeah, which is actually pretty bad.
That is bad. That's definitely bad.
It was like the same for the T video, right? For his profile. But it's ironically that for your like people were if I'm like just throwing it all out there, I did like premiere thing as like a let me just see what this is. I've never done a premiere, you know.
It built up a lot of anticipation for sure.
It did, and for better or for I don't really know if it was for better or for worse, but I thought before it launched, I thought it was going to be like fantastic. People were excited about it, and then like honestly, like truthfully, I was like, let me just try this thing that I've never done. So we tried the premiere thing. I don't know if it helped or not, but anyways, we did the premiere, and then like some people were really into it and they loved it, and people that know you especially were like, anxious, but they didn't think they weren't let down, right? They were like satisfied with what we presented or whatever for them. But then there was this other faction of people who were like, clickbait. They were so mad.
To see someone smear all over the pavement, man. Come on.
And I was just like, I mean, it's definitely a dirty word to me for sure. Specifically because like I'm never trying to like mislead anyone, like my choices. I'm just I'm kind of new. Like I'm a pro at my day job, right? But I'm kind of new at this sort of like online YouTube thing. So I'm just trying stuff, and like I just was like, oh, what can I write to make it like an appealing thing to watch? And that's what I went with. And they were like, oh, you faked us out, like you lied to us. And I was like, I mean, I get that, but let's not. So to me, I'm like kind of sensitive to it because I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not trying to that's what kind of game is that? Like I know some people on the internet, they do that on purpose. Like, but if you look at like my past titles, if you will, generally speaking, they're not that exciting in general.
Right.
So I was like, let me just try an exciting title. And then it kind of worked, but kind of didn't because then people were pissed. But yeah, it was kind of.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line because you do want to generate interest. You want to make people want to click on the video and check it out. And I think your video production, I mean, regardless of if I wound up being smeared on the pavement or not, I think it was entertaining. But to some people, they really get bent out of shape about that if they felt that they were misled for some reason. And technically, it wasn't. If you actually broke down the title, it wasn't misleading, but it was maybe a play on words at worst.
Yeah, like I knew that it was a play on words, but I didn't think people would be like,
"You bastard!"
like tease it out. People were mad you didn't die. Like that.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was like a Roman. It was like a Roman gladiator vibe. Like we wanted to see someone dead on the floor of the Colosseum. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of YouTube myself and in other spheres, and I'm not like really mad at clickbait. Like it just kind of comes with the like just sensational title. So I'm not like someone who's like frustrated by that personally when I'm watching other people, but yeah, I think I was talking to someone online. I was like, listen, I would never exploit my friends like that. Like if Duff really ate it hard, I wouldn't make a video like, Duff broke his collarbone or whatever. That would not have happened. I was like, this was like a fun thing between friends, you know, that we just like hung out and like did this thing, and we try to push you to see how far you could go, and then you were like, I'm good. I'm good. I went as far as I could go. And that was it. And then we went and hung out and rode around, and more in your video showed what the bulk of the day was us just like hanging out.
Well, see, that was my assumption that most people saw, you know, or not. Maybe that's a bad assumption. That I figured that a lot of people already knew that we rode together, and they saw my video, and they know that I didn't eat pavement. So I was kind of surprised that there was such backlash. Like I guess a lot of people watched your video that did not see mine, evidently, or the ones that were bent out of shape.
Sure.
But oh well.
You tried me saying here because I said fail. Well, I mean, Duff fail at. I challenged him to try to hit 40. So
right.
Yeah, so he failed at that.
Yep.
But the whole point was, listen, there was a lot of learning for me for YouTube. Like there was a lot of like Hitchcock references going on. Like I was like mentioning North by Northwest, and if any of you who haven't watched or studied Hitchcock, it's actually not just nerdy, it's beneficial, right? But like movie going, it's like King was like, let me show the bomb under the table or whatever, and I'll tease the audience to think the bomb's going to go off. And in the end, I care about the audience, so I would not ever let the bomb go off. That's a Hitchcock quote, right? So I feel like that really applies to that video. But you kind of live and learn. Like I'm not mad about it. It's just it's even more of an art form to find something that's a little bit less clickbaity, but still enticing. It's kind of it's an art form, to figure that out.
No, I agree. So the big question is, what did VT think about it? Because that's all that really matters.
I actually think he liked it. Out of all people, I think he really liked it.
Okay, good.
I think he appreciated the fact that you to go a little faster, But you know how he is. Sean just put out a video about the M Super Pro, and he kind of went on Facebook and was like, "Here's what I think. I have one word to describe this unicycle:
shitty,
slow."
Okay. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, but look. Ultimately, like that video was very fun, and it was very fun to edit. I was very proud of it. But ultimately, like people should know that I don't know what other people are doing, but I'm always just trying to make entertaining content for people who ride, right? Like I'm not trying to be like a reviewer full time. I'm trying to just make stuff. How like I think I was saying to you, if you're a sports fan, you might love the show Friday Night Lights, or you might like Remember the Titans or something. Right. I want to make content on YouTube that is entertaining for people who ride unicycles. So at the end of the day, my sort of like MO is entertainment. So, and then a close second behind that is like giving you like things that'll enrich your life as a rider. But
I think you do a good job at it, man.
I'm just here to entertain you. I want you to click, of course.
I think you do a fine job personally. And plus, we have another video eventually of our ride to the swamp that involved alligators and all kinds of interesting stuff. So it'll be 2020 for sure.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming soon.
It's coming. So you're knee deep in your Nicola video. I'm interested in seeing like how you spin that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of this video too. And then today, I have to start editing a video about the M10 III.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that.
That one's gonna be like an erratic video. It's gonna be.
Are you gonna admit like your initial dislike for the wheel, your repulsion to the wheel, and then how it grew on you like fungus?
I don't know if I could say it grew on me, but something changed for sure. I don't know that I like it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like it, but it's funny. Like if you see the first video that I ever made with the M10 III after I got it, like the first 10 minutes, I'm like, what the hell? This thing sucks. I mean, it's I couldn't control it. It felt all squirrely. But then like there's a click moment, where I'm like, oh my god, I can actually do all kinds of cool stuff on here that I can't do on my other wheels.
Yeah, on that wheel, like for sure, there's a lot of squirreliness to it.
Oh my god, yeah. But it is fun. Now, where the
Yeah, I don't know how far I'll go down that path.
Mm-hmm. So you think you're gonna actually buy one for yourself? No.
That's a no.
Mm-hmm. You saw the
Yeah, I think I kind of talked about that in the video, which is like,
okay.
if someone gave me a free one, I would take it.
Okay. Well, that's an
And
improvement.
I would ride it around for sure. But would I spend money on it? No way. No way.
Well, the new version, like the new one that Marty got, had the 60. He got the 67 volt. I guess they have a 67 volt version now, because the one you have is 84. It has bigger
sounds
pedals.
awful. Who would want a less powered version?
I'm not sure what the benefit is of it. Maybe more range. I don't know, but it has bigger pedals. I do know that.
I don't know that I want to range like out of that wheel. Like those pedals are tiny and awful. Like you were saying, good to just like mess around on your block or whatever. But like beyond that, like I've wrote it quite extensively, preparing to make a quick little video about it. And yeah, there's some upsides, but I don't know that they outweigh the downsides to it. For me. Like I think I kind of said in the video, like if you're wanting to buy a wheel that you can like teach someone to learn on, especially a kid, that is the wheel.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely. This is interesting. Asking about the well, we know that you've done a video on it. I'm curious if your opinion has changed at all based on other reviewers that have come after you. If you think you were too harsh with your initial thoughts on it, or if you still stand by everything you said.
I still stand by it. I think there are people, specifically you, Stride, who are trying some wild things with it, and I think you have to, like I said before, sometime before, I say a lot of things because I talk on camera for a lot of this crap, but you have to go by the beeps, man. Like I don't think we can claim that this MSP is just as fast as some other. Like it's slow. You know, it's slow. The amenities are too late. We all figured out ways around it before then. It's like, I love Gotway, obviously, but like it's recycled trash that's like, you know, it gives you some hill climbing ability. I mean, look, MSX, like, why has there not been a better refresh of the MSX? Why was this it? You know, why was it? Everything was the same, but they just put a bigger motor in, essentially, right? Like, and that bigger motor just meant that you were slower, but you had great hill climbing. Don't miss it. Like in that video I made, and some commenters rightfully pointed it out, even though I was sort of in disbelief in the moment. It killed on the hill. 2-second difference between the MSX and that. Some people were like, "Why didn't you try a 100-volt MSX?" Because it's the same motor. The 100-volt versus 84 is no different as far as like you flying up a hill, and like you know how fast you go up the hill isn't going to be. No one's going up a hill at 100-volt max speed. This is not a thing. So putting that to rest, MSX versus MSP. MSP kills it on a hill. Like in a race, if you were 2 seconds slower than another guy, like yeah, you're done. You're more than done. So I think it matters to you if you live in San Fran or you live in a place that's hills, like killer wheel. But in general, it felt like an iPhone SE. You know, it wasn't like the iPhone 12, right? Like it was like here's the weird intermediate thing that has some strange.
It's the 6S. It's the 8S. You know, it's the S model. But what is interesting, and I didn't realize this, and maybe you might have known this already, that I guess Jason has an arrangement with Gotway that they actually are throwing the MSX motor into the MSP just for him, and people actually have the ability to order the MSX version of the MSP, which I did not know.
Yeah, I think that's his close version to the MSS, right?
Yeah, well, it's the 2,000 watt MSX motor in an MSP, which supposedly goes 45 miles an hour. So
right, but then there's the MSS, which is that guy in Europe who did something similar, but it goes even faster.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just learned that tonight. I did not know that Jason had that arrangement with Gotway for them to agree to do that.
Jason does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that most people don't realize. You know, like the 18XL pedals for KingSong. Jason designed those.
Oh, I know.
Jason basically was like,
he paid to build it to have them made.
That's right. He put up the funds for that. Now he makes them on the back end, as he should, for it. But like, we wouldn't have had these giant pedals that are very comfortable if it weren't for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he does so much. I'm just looking at Going Postal's comment. Oh yeah. By the way, I have your stand. It is now starting to be built. He's buying a stand for me, a custom stand. So yeah, it is being built. Going Postal's.
Yeah, transitioning from a 14 to an 18-inch is quite an upgrade. I went from a 16 to an 18 personally, but eventually you get. I think that at least at the time back then when I did it, you fall in love with the power and the speed. Like that's why you would have, and the safety of the bigger wheel. So like the torque and maneuverability that you lose is kind of worth the trade-off.
Oh wow! Look who's here. Marty got back from his ride to Northern Washington and back. Marty, do you want me to invite you? It's super easy. I got Mickey in here in like 30 seconds. If you want to be invited, I can send you an invite over Facebook, and you just click it, and you're in.
But Marty only does 360 now. I don't think he can.
Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, but this is not a free. It's not a 363, Marty. you might not be interested. I don't know.
We're 2D only over here.
Yeah, so let me know if you want me to send you an invite, Marty, and I will. All you do is click it and you're in, basically. Okay, he says sure. All right. Careful what you ask for. Let's see.
Zombie Riders Unite.
Well, you know what? I mean, the LA guys are going to be awful pissed if he's on a stream with you.
That's right.
Just think about that.
I know LA hates me like to the bone, so.
Evidently, they do. All right, Marty, I just sent it to your Facebook Messenger. I'll send it to your email as well. I don't know what you check quicker.
I might stay on for 5 minutes with Marty, and then I'll peace out because I don't want to piss off LA too hard.
Nah, they're already pissed. You can't make them any more pissed.
So silly, man. I'm trying to unite the people, but they they want to keep it gets divided like the country, We should all be under one roof, We all love PEVs.
That's what you would think.
I'm gonna be doing a ride out soon with the one wheel crew in Miami.
Are you really?
Yeah, and I'm working with Shred Lights now, so I'm gonna have some giveaways to give away when I ride out with some of these people too. So stay tuned for that.
Oh wow! Who like do you know the names of any of the people you're riding with in Miami? Like, is Chris Richardson one of them?
I think it's Juan and Miguel. And just kidding. No, sure, I only know I know the lead EUC guy, Robert Herrera. I'm doing a profile on him. So I haven't met the one wheel guys yet. I've only met.
Is that Ron from Miami, the guy that did the famous Tesla crash? Oh, okay.
No, Rob.
Oh, Rob. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Ron has been kind of MIA, so to speak.
What, did he crash again?
No, he's just probably living life. He's a little out of the scene right now. He's living his life, just trying to make it happen. Like Deshaun. Although I saw Deshaun was in your stream today. He was. Good to see. I'm sure he was doing nothing, like the rest of us. Yeah. Well, he doesn't he work for a software developer or something? Yeah. I don't know if I hope he still has a job. A lot of us have lost our jobs and stuff, but yeah, last time I checked. No, yeah, I hope he's doing well. He just bought that house, so. Right, yeah, man, that's scary. Yeah, bad timing. We're still waiting for Marty to get in here. Let's see. He's trying to do 360, man. Relax and do 2D.
Yeah, Marty, you can like use your phone. Even you could use a tablet. It's funny. I just got it because I emailed Marty about joining the stream because I said sometime this weekend I was going to do it, and that turned into tonight. And this was an email saying that he wasn't going to be able to do it tonight, but maybe he's going to try anyways. Come on, Marty, you can do it, man. You can do it. It doesn't have to be 360.
He's doing it's Zombie Rider. He's got to take him a minute, and then
he's probably like arranging the workshop and like doing his hair and stuff, and
he's got to do his hair.
He's setting some wheels up. He's probably setting a half dozen of his wheels up.
Just the whole master cloud. Like I've made a bunch of children. He just has a bunch of wheels.
Yeah, he has a bunch of wheels. Although I can't believe it. He sold the Tesla and the MCM5. It's unheard of.
I think he doing that to make me pissed.
Oh, I see. Wait, I see him. Okay, Marty, I'm going to join you. Watch out. Here he comes. Oh, he has his hair on and everything. Marty, it works. Look at that. First click, it works.
That's cool. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'm broadcasting through my earbuds. So
okay. Yeah, you look like a superhero.
And I'm on my phone. So you said you were going to do this on the weekend, not Friday night.
Well, Friday night's a weekend, right? It's Friday.
So it's COVID, man. Every day's a weekend.
So you actually consider Friday a weekend, huh? All right.
Well, yeah. In this circumstance, yeah. I mean, I'm already three alcoholic beverage deep. So actually, I
3 wine spritzers in. This is Duff on 3 wine spritzers.
They're not wine spritzers. They're Smirnoff Ice. I think I have one more yet.
Yeah, I just got back from a ride at Griffith Park. We did about a 20-mile ride for a few hours, and it was fun. Tried to maintain our social distance.
Oh, you were in a group ride?
A group of 2.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Is that in San Diego? Where's Griffith at?
It's above Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles. It's kind of a famous backdrop to some movies. It's a observatory up there. It's one of my favorite places to take people to ride for the first time. And I sold my Tesla yesterday, so I dropped it off today, and then afterwards just went for a ride.
So when are you supposed to get the new Tesla?
Well, I bought it last night. Crossing my fingers that the Chinese, they could totally screw you over and you'd have no recourse, right?
No.
You didn't buy it through Jason?
I can't buy this particular one from Jason. It's a dealer mod. It's got this is funny. So it's a Tesla with the Tesla 21700 batteries.
What?
And it's got 1480 watt-hour capacity. So it's almost like a big boy wheel, but it's a Tesla.
The range is crazy on that then.
Yeah, I'm excited to have a long-range Tesla. Yeah.
Although you might argue, who wants to have a long-range Tesla? It's like a death wheel.
Gee, every other wheel that you don't own is a death wheel.
No, that's VT.
Honestly, though, Tashawn would agree that the Tesla is like too much fun, right? Like it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of power. It's like a better MCM5. It's just like you can go so fast and get into a lot of trouble.
It's a sports car, really. That's how I like to describe it.
Is that a 2000? Is that a 2000 watt motor in the Tesla?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, it should be screaming fast. Wow.
We were just talking about the M3, Marty. You missed it.
You know that Mickey has my M10 III right now.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
He does.
Show it to me. Hang it up. Show it to me, Mickey.
In the garage.
I'll wait.
It's charging.
He loves it.
Why would you take? Wait, it's not yours, right? It's Duff's.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, and why would you take the wheel that you have continually put down, denigrated, said that you hate it? It's a kid's wheel.
2 reasons. A, I'm teaching my entire family how to ride while I'm down here in Florida. So I taught my wife how to ride on my Nikola, and it went well. She learned. She can ride.
Uh-huh. Cool.
But that's a bizarre wheel to teach someone to learn on. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And so I think she put enough dents in my shell. So now that I'm teaching my father and my sister, I figured using the M10 would be better. And so far, it's proven to be true. My dad rode my Nikola for like 30 minutes, and it was a struggle. And then the next day, I was like, "Hey, try out this tiny wheel I just got from Duff." And like he rode 5 feet, which he couldn't do on the Nikola. I feel like if you're trying to teach somebody, this might be the wheel to do it on.
I totally agree. From first-hand experience, I was helping someone learn on, let's see, it was a V8, and she reached out to get help. Is anyone in the LA area willing to help me? She said, I just can't get this, right? So I met up with her, and I helped her. She was making some good progress. And then at the end, I said, hey, try my M10 III. I'm curious because I really think you might be successful with this. And man, she was doing 360s, which is hard when you're learning, right? And
oh yeah,
it's great. So and that's why I want to push the 67 volt M10 III because it's a cheap wheel. You can get it for $600. Very powerful, super easy to learn with. But you don't need to get rid of it because we all know, except for Mickey, we all know it's a super fun wheel that everyone should own anyway, right?
Yeah.
So that's a perfect beginner wheel, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
it's a combination of the fat tire and the low center of gravity that makes it so easy for people to learn on. Maybe I don't know, but it definitely is easier, for sure.
Yeah.
Cindy learned much easier on the M10 III as well.
I don't know, Mickey, if you've reduced the air pressure, but I think that also helps to begin with.
It looks like he just dropped out. We just lost Mickey. He might come back. Wow. No. Well, he probably got mad talking to someone that lives in Los Angeles.
I'm friends with Mickey. I can.
No, I know. No,
he pokes his head into my Telegram group every once in a while. Of course, every time a New York guy starts talking in our Telegram group, everything goes to hell because there's profanity left and right, insults. I mean, it's just typical New York, right?
Yeah, they're just so rude. I understand. Oh,
yeah,
Mickey's coming back. Hold on. Let's see. I think. Oh, you're back.
There he is.
It went away. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Bad internet.
It dropped you.
So I was mentioning to you, Mickey, I don't know if you've done it already, but definitely for learning, reduce the air pressure on the M10 III.
I have. I let it naturally just subside.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've definitely riding it like a little flatter than normal.
Yeah, good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
cool.
Like it was like my dad tried the Nikola, and it was like he was kind of like using the wall a little bit, and I told him you got to get off the wall. Learn with my method where you don't use a wall. You'll love me in it. At first, it seems annoying, but on the other side, it'll be much quicker. But then he like 20 minutes on that, and then the next day, I was like, "Hey, I got the tiny wheel. Try it out." He went from like his truck to like across the yard, and I was like, "Whoa, that's quite a jump from yesterday."
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's really cool.
But yeah, it comes with the con, which is like it's very, very like unstable, like. Just because it's just so easy to turn on that thing, it's just so.
You don't have to lean. You just turn your feet. You don't have to even lean.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's super easy. Hey guys, hold down the fort for me for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Always leaving your live stream stuff. Every time he's always doing that. One time Cindy showed up.
Yeah, she doesn't show up anymore, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. She might be doing something.
And she's got so. Of course, I don't know what you guys have been talking about. Have you been on this thing for 2 hours too?
No. I just showed up like 15 minutes ago, and then he was like, "Oh, you should join," and I was like, "Okay." I was we were sitting in the backyard, like looking at the stars, and then he was like talking about stuff. My dad was like, "Oh, is that your buddy Duff?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Okay. So you're still in Florida, of course.
Yeah.
When do you anticipate? Do you have any anticipation of going back to New York City for?
Yeah, as soon as like my wife's was furloughed, so as soon as her job goes back, we'll go back to the city.
Do you have a sense of when that might be?
Latest like July.
Wow.
So I mean, New York's going to be the last place to open up out of all the states. So it really works in fashion. So it depends on the fashion industry and like when they feel like it's useful for them to get back to work.
Last one.
But again, like when she's not designing clothes, then you're not able to buy them. You know,
Sure.
so it's kind of like just like everything else in this crazy economy. It's like give and take. You know, but you know they all worked from home for a little while. When we came down here to Florida, she was working from home, and that's one of the reasons why we came. It was kind of impossible to like all of us be in a tiny apartment in New York and her having to work from home, and the kids just want to hang on her because it's mom. And it wasn't like, so we're like, let's go to my parents' house in Florida. Like I grew up down here, so we came down. So now we have like a house with space, so we can separate. And now, like my kids are in online school, so it's a wild thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. I cannot imagine. Somehow, I just can't imagine that you're a Florida guy. That's funny.
I know.
Born and raised, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Florida guy than Duff.
Yeah, I've only been here for 20 years, but I spent my first 32 were in Pennsylvania.
I mean, I was born here, so you don't count unless you're born here.
Oh,
no, you're a native.
So,
I mean, it's a rare.
Mickey left when he was 5 years old, but he's
But
no,
I
lived here for like 21 years, and then I moved to New York.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So after college, I went to New York. So I've been in New York for like 12-ish years. But it's nice to come back, like not right now, but like it's nice vacation type setting. But I don't think I would ever move back.
Well, I think in Florida, it's similar to California, probably, that it's a rarity to find someone that's actually a native of Florida. And I assume in California, a lot of people were not born there that you run into.
No, that was much more the case when I came to California in the 80s. But I think now you find a lot more. I bump into a lot more people that were born here.
Where were you from, Marty? I forget. Originally, Michigan?
Northern suburb of Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
When you said Chicago, I heard it.
Really?
Distant in your accent.
The accent.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So LA is finally just beginning. Like the park today, a bunch parts of it were locked down. That, of course, didn't stop me from going underneath the yellow ribbons, but they're actually opening up tomorrow.
Really?
It was apparently, talking to one of the rangers, it was supposed to be open today, but they haven't had all the new placards made yet. I'm sure they're going to have all these signs up all over the place that says,
social distancing.
Keep your social distancing, and everyone wear a mask, even though you're outside. And I think it's ludicrous to have to wear a mask when you're out, in the woods, essentially, when you're not by anyone else. Why are you wearing a mask when you're like that?
Is this supposed to be a mandatory thing in California?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
It's also hard for, I think, people in Florida because it's so hot.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Like, you forget, like, how hot it is for me and Duff down here, like 87, 90 degrees. Like,
humidity.
People are, like, just doing anything to, like, just move it off their nose, or, like, people are doing wild things. And you're like, it's not helpful wearing it like this, and I can see your nostrils.
Oh, I see that all the time. Old people, especially, they have it underneath their nostrils.
That's hilarious. I see that around here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw a kid in Lowe's the other day. Clearly, like, his mom made him a mask, but it looked so like Batman-y that it was like very sharp point over the nose, but it came down like really deep here to the point where like when I walked next to him to the side, I could see there was a giant
could see.
gap, like, it was, like this
Yeah.
far away from his face. And I was like, it's cool, I guess, but like useless.
Yeah. Right.
Just for effect, I guess. That's funny. So, Marty, did they are the grocery stores less looking like the Soviet Union nowadays? Are they more stocked, or just still bad?
No, that eased up after the last few weeks. That's eased up. I can pretty much buy eggs and all that. The only thing that's still skimpy in most of the stores I see are all the paper goods. They're
still really
pretty. Yeah. 2 days ago, we went to Sam's Club, and we had. This sounds insane, but we're starting to get low on toilet paper. So I thought, okay, we just got to do it. So we got up at 6 in the morning, so we could stand in line at 7 in the morning. So when they opened up, we were able to get in there and get our one bag of toilet paper.
Yeah. Did they have like special senior shopping hours there? Okay.
Yes, and that's how I did it, because my wife is she's 7 years older than me, so she's 66, so she qualified as a senior.
Oh wow, good.
So we got our toilet paper and paper towels.
Wow, congrats. That's big
Yeah.
news.
So
it's hard to find Lysol wipes over here. Everything else is pretty good.
Oh,
Lysol wipes, disinfectant wipes are kind of tough to come by.
No,
and
I haven't seen them.
Now, of course, apparently meat is going to be in short supply, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
my brother-in-law called me and told me about that, because he works for a like really large like Asian food market chain, and he said when like last week he called me. He goes, "Man, buy a bunch of meat now." I said, "Why?"
Great.
And he said, because our company, which he helps, he's like upper echelon in that company, goes, we went to go buy all of our meat. We buy a couple of 100,000 pounds of meat for our company when we buy it, and they only said you can have 20% of it. And he goes, you're all going to be screwed, so buy your meat now.
Wow.
Man.
Glad I don't eat meat. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tough. Worst case scenario, you can eat the eggs in your backyard.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
I do that. Yeah, no, but I eat
You're
just
kind
seafood.
of like a fake vegetarian. If you eat eggs,
No, I'm not vegetarian. I'm not, no. If you're a vegan, you don't eat eggs. Vegetarians eat eggs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
vegans do not.
Mickey, believe me, if it came down to it, he'd eat his chickens too.
Mm-mm.
There's plenty of vegetarians.
I would not eat my chickens.
Who've been interviewed about how they. There's plenty of vegetarians online who've been interviewed about how they one day decided, because they were drunk or something, to like dive into having a piece of a steak or a hamburger after like 25 years, and they just like caved, and they were like, "Oh, it's so good."
Well, it's funny. After we had our last severe hurricane a couple years ago, I actually and food was hard to come by. I actually had a hamburger at McDonald's because that was all that was available. They didn't have fish sandwiches, so I actually had a hamburger. It tasted good, but it didn't knock me off the wagon. Luckily,
I mean, I don't know that a McDonald's burger would knock anyone off.
Yeah, I think. To be fair, I think you need to have a New York steak in New York City. That might convince you.
I can't. I don't think I've ever had that.
Shake Shack is. I would have went that route if you were sticking to hamburgers.
Oh, they have Steak Shacks down here. Or wait, Steak and Shake you're talking about?
No, Shake Shack, because they have some Shake Shacks in Miami and I think Fort Lauderdale. That's a New York place. Shake Shack is the East Coast In-N-Out, and it is better.
Oh, okay. Well, the best steak I've ever had has been in New York City. I mean, there's some incredible places to eat steak, but I guess we should stop talking about steak in deference to Duff.
Oh, you can talk about it. I just won't eat it. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only been like the last 7 years, I guess, since I switched. It wasn't that hard. It really wasn't.
It's my dad is like hardcore keto, so like everything he talks about at the dinner table is about how unhealthy crap is for you and how keto is the way to go. And I'm kind of eating partly keto if you don't count the beer and stuff.
Your dad's a big fitness guy, or he just likes to eat keto?
No, I think he's like, I don't know what you would lump him into, but definitely like the faction of people who discovered over the years that the like food pyramid from the FDA is bullshit, and like all that carb heavy nonsense is awful.
Dairy.
And I believe in it too. Like I did keto for a while, like a few years back, but it's just, you get a little, you want to be comfortable and eat some carbs now and again, and then you become a dad and you got 3 kids and, you run a production company and a YouTube channel and you have 3 kids and your wife works, like beer's your friend.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask Marty, because Marty is here now. We talked about this, Marty, before you got on. What was your opinion of the video that Mickey did with me going top speed on the MSX?
So wait, top speed? Well, I don't know that you hit top speed.
My top speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
were you offended? Were you angry? Were you angry at Mickey?
No, but I did kind of shake my head a little bit. I thought, and I made a comment to you. I said, peer pressure, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what Mickey says. He wouldn't be able to convince me. Oh, let's see how fast you can go on your wheel. I got nothing to prove. But thankfully it didn't cut. I cracked up. Let's see. I don't think it was your video. I think it was on Mickey's video where Mickey's going, slow down, and you're cruising the tip. And
I couldn't hear it. Yeah.
I had him a minute. It's going beep 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 beep.
Well, that was darkness.
Slow down. Yeah. I cracked up on that.
That was good for effect, but Mickey, I don't know if you've seen, but Mickey got a lot of blowback from people about that. They were saying clickbait. They literally wanted to see me eat shit. Basically.
Well, I told Mickey it was clickbait that time. I can't believe, Mickey, you did not know that you wrote a clickbait title. I mean,
I honestly I had no clue it was going to be that kind of a thing, because
I know what you were trying to do now in hindsight, but it, to me, it was clickbait, because I saw it and I thought, either Duff. I knew Duff wasn't going to crash, but I thought maybe he's going to be talking about Miami Ron, who crashed, a year or 2 ago, and I watched the whole video. No one crashed.
Marty's I'm a giant Hitchcock fan, and Hitchcock would never show you the bomb and then blow up the main character. He'd never do that.
Yeah, and we know Duff is a Hitchcock fan, big time.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, that's all I do is watch Hitchcock in my free time.
I think to be fair, Duff was probably just nervous and concerned because when I said that, he was like in the midst of trying to adjust his app and get ready to ride.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm very well schooled on Hitchcock.
Yeah,
it's obvious.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I was surprised that he got such blowback on that, Marty. He got really hammered hard.
Nah, I think that.
Like I said before, I watch a lot of YouTube content. I don't really care if the title hooks me and then I'm satisfied with the video, irrespective of what the title said. Like I'm down, Like if I'm watching a video on whatever it is, like I don't really think that the title has any, because I guess I just understand YouTube. Like if the title is like a thing that gets me to click, right? And then when I watch the video, irrespective of that, if I like the video, I like it. I don't really care what the title was.
Your video is good, but clearly there is clickbait that's just annoying because it's like has
My hope was that I tried to get a title that was just clever and a play on words to get people to watch it, because I thought it was a fun thing to hang out with Duff and like just try to a friendly. You could ask Duff. There was no like pressure. We were just like, hey, let's see how far. I tried to encourage him to be safe about it and use darkness bot, and there's a way to do it, and just see what we could do, because I think maybe Duff, you'd only hit like 30. I think maybe before that, maybe
33, I think was my high prior to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was like, let's just see what you can do, especially because we know, like that wheel can hit like 44 miles an hour. So, you know.
Well, it's fun. It's funny, Marty. The week after when I did my second ride with Mickey, I let him ride my MSX a little bit. And what did we get? You got up to 42, I think. Didn't you hit 42 or something like that on there?
42, 43, something like that. Yeah. And I was like, I think your battery was around like 60%. So I was like, I'm not gonna try for 1 or 2 more miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. It was fast enough.
Yeah,
definitely fast enough.
If you were at 100, I would have done like another run and pushed a little harder. But
good.
It was like we had like ridden for quite a few hours.
No, that was a hell of a day. It was really fun. So this there's a comment here from John. He ordered a $700 motorcycle. $700. Oh, he spent $700 in total for a motorcycle helmet, armored jacket, armored gloves, and armored pants. So he got good stuff. If you spent that much money.
Did you go overboard? I don't think so. Safety gear. No, I don't think you can overspend a safety gear.
Like your full body armor set, Marty. How much did it cost you?
I've spent way over $700 on my gear.
Did you really?
I mean, well, okay. How about the helmet? Right, we have the Scorpion helmet. That's
$300 or whatever.
That's about $300. My I have the Liet. I don't wear all this stuff all the time, right? But my Liet knee pads, those are what, $90, $100, something in that price range.
Really?
I got the nice ones. They're $90. And then
like $40, I think. From Liet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not the ones that.
Yours are probably more hard and rigid, right?
Yeah. They're really nice, but and I have the body armor, and that's about a $250 bodysuit.
I mean, that's your body armor that you're wearing right now, right?
No, this is this is the Liet body t-shirt.
Oh, really?
It's a compression shirt, but it has shoulder pads. So I try and wear this as a minimal set for a lot of my rides. Just pull it over whatever I'm wearing, and I have some additional protection.
How's your shoulder been ever since you had the major wipeout?
A couple months ago, something finally clicked and it started feeling a lot better. So I figured it took me about 16 months from when I broke it till I could feel I could do this without any issues.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to the orthopedist on Monday because I don't know if you saw, like I was talking about some of the shoulder pain I was having. Like I couldn't lift my right arm at all. And
didn't you say it was getting better though?
It was, yeah. I can lift it now, but I'm still going to go just to get it checked out because I've always had some degree of pain in there. So just going to have them take a look at it, I guess. But you never had surgery, right, Marty? They just
no
did therapy.
So I broke it, but of course, since I could lift my arm with the help of my other arm,
that's what I was doing. I was doing this.
And since I could do that and I didn't feel any pain, I figured, well, I didn't break anything if I could do that and not feel pain, right?
Whoops. Yeah.
And my arm was about twice as big as it normally is. But I figured, maybe it popped out briefly, or I obviously did something. But after a couple months of it not getting too much better, lifting my arm by itself, I finally went to the doctor, and so after the fact, they took X-rays, and he said, "Yep, it broke, but it healed by itself." And then I went to physical therapy for about 2 months just for exercises. And
see, this is all foreign to Mickey because Mickey's a youngster in comparison, so he doesn't have all these physical ailments that us older people do. Luckily,
yeah, it's all downhill, Mickey. It's all downhill.
Mickey, did you post that video publicly of you squatting down on the M10-3?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram.
Okay, I didn't. Okay. Okay, that's where I saw it. Yeah. Riding seated on the M10-3.
But I said, in the video, I said like, old man, you can something like
Wait, so you have an Instagram video of you riding the M10-3 seated?
Yeah,
Yeah, I sat on it.
Wow.
that's a long ways down.
Like I was
Oh.
riding it, and I was like, I wonder if I could sit on this, and then I just like recorded it, and I was just like, "Eat your heart out, old man." I was thinking, there's no way the two of you could have done, especially Duff. There's no way he could have
No.
sat.
No, I wouldn't even entertain the idea.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, so yeah, you're not particularly short or anything. So yeah.
My shoe size
Wow.
is 25.
25. Wow, congrats.
American.
I'm looking if I can pull that video up here. Maybe.
That's impressive.
So it
That's
depends if my
impressive.
stories went away. I'm not sure if they have. They probably did, to be honest. I don't remember.
What's that?
I spammed a bunch of other nonsense the other day on my stories. If people are following my Instagram, it's EVX_MICK. That's like the most day-to-day stuff. So I'm like actively always putting stuff on stories, but the posts themselves are like promoting the videos that come out. But yeah, if you want to see the stupid stuff I get into with my PEVs, the stories are where it's at.
Oh yes, yes. 'Cause I see the post, but not the
Okay.
story.
All right.
Well, Marty, you got a Telegram, so you
Wait, I did put another M10-3 video up today though.
on Instagram.
Yeah, on the stories. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't see the stories through the computer. Unfortunately, it looks like.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll
Let me
check
look.
it out later.
I might just.
I will say.
Oh,
Did you find it?
This is you riding barefoot.
Yes.
Okay.
Barefoot. Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of the M10-3. You just want to ride barefoot.
just don't fall off.
Okay, right now I'm showing his barefoot video.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. This is so funny. So Mickey's becoming a big time M10-3 fan now.
It's funny because when I showed Duff some videos, he was like, "What? You have a black M10-3?" I'm like, "No, that's yours. I just padded it up so I didn't ruin it."
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the pads. It's nice
I saw Cindy's daughter post a video or one of her Instagram. She started following my Instagram, I think probably after the video with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw one of her posts with your M10. It must have been brand spanking new. And she's an
M10-3.
Yeah, so I thought maybe it was yours, but I saw like how new it looked and how the pedals were perfection. And I was like, I should pad this up. So I padded it, and then I taped the bottom of the pedals.
Oh, wow. I mean, I appreciate that, but it wouldn't have hurt my feelings if you put a couple scratches on it.
I mean, there are. I did this after a couple of scratches.
Oh man, now I wanted to sell that thing. Come on. No, just kidding.
You don't have a trolley handle on yours, do you?
Mm-mm. Mine's Virgin.
The trolley handle, the one that eWheel sells, that's a fantastic trolley handle for the M10-3. It's super tall. It even worked great for you, Duff.
Yeah, I saw it. Looked like it was quite nice, actually.
I now regret the fact that you just said that. I need to adjust one of my vlogs.
Why?
Because
why?
I mentioned in my M10-3 video coming out that you can buy it on AliExpress. I don't think Jason would appreciate the fact that I said that. If he handle.
Yeah, he
I
sells
didn't know
it.
he sold a handle for it.
Oh yeah, it's on his website. It's $50, something like that, I think.
So Marty, Mickey and I were talking. So with the 67-volt M10-3, is the advantage that you get more range, or it's just cheaper?
Cheaper.
Just because it's cheaper. Okay.
Yeah, I think next week I'm going to finally put out my kind of summary video for that, comparing the two.
Mm-hmm.
And my sense is that for all intents and purposes, it's got the same power, the same torquiness to it. If you rode it, you wouldn't feel like it was weaker. You would think it handles just like my 84-volt wheel.
Still a child wheel.
So, what's that?
Still a wheel for a child, essentially.
Yeah.
but plus you have bigger pedals now too, right? not child pedals anymore.
Yes,
Can
that's
you get
true.
pedals on it?
What's that?
Can you get bigger pedals on it?
He has
Well,
bigger
yeah.
pedals on it.
Yeah, the one that eWheel sells comes with the ACM pedals, so bigger pedals. The
Mhm.
bigger pedals than the one that Duff has, I think, right?
That's the
Yeah.
murder for me.
Yeah, I have the tiny pedals.
I mentioned like one of the cons, at least to the version I was riding, was like 5 minutes in, my feet are killing me with those tiny pedals.
I think on mine are.
The ones that eWheel sells now comes with the much bigger pedals, and they're definitely worth it. And so for $600, you can get a wheel that has the torque of the 84 volt. It has, for me, 3 miles less range. So it's still easy 15-mile wheel.
Is it a
Easy
512
15-mile.
512 watt hour battery in that thing?
480.
480 or no 420, I think 420. I think.
Gotcha.
But I did a range test, and it was within a few miles of my 84 volt version, and the top end speed, which I think we would all agree, the M103 is not a wheel that you want to go 20 miles an hour. But there are guys who actually ride their M103 over 20 miles an hour a lot.
That guy down
I
there.
did 25 on it today.
Okay, but I think most people would be okay not riding it super fast. And
it took me like a week to get up to like being comfortable hitting 25 on that thing, because I was definitely afraid of eating.
That's so scary to me, but
it is.
I know guys in New York who've taken it to 31 and then cut out for sure.
Wow, I believe that, just like you believe people can ride 45 on the MSP. I ain't buying it.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, hold on a second. Let's dive into that. Why do people like think it's important to like try to do that, first of all, on the MSP? And then also like if they didn't lie, maybe that they could do that. Like that is just bizarre to me. Like that to me, if I'm gonna like talk about a wheel, like you got to go by the Gotway beeps, man.
Yeah,
and the first beeps on that thing are 32. So if you're pushing it to 40, like you're an idiot.
I agree. It's
like my Nikola Plus, the first beeps are 37-ish. So like you can tell that I hit 42 on my Nikola, and I won't go to 43, but you know, like the first beeps are 37. Like that's way different than the MSP.
Now this is interesting. So actually, for the fastest I've ever ridden happened to be last week on the MSP. I did something kind of stupid. I was riding on a bike trail, and a guy rides up next to me on a bike, and we start talking. You know, we're just cruising low 20s, and so of course he asked me. So how fast can that go? And I said, well, I just threw out 35. And he said, oh, I'll race you up to that tree up there. So yeah, okay, I'll just, I'll put on the gas and ride. And he eventually overtook me because I didn't feel comfortable going super fast. But then I looked down and I saw I'd been going about 32. I never heard any beeps. You say it beeps at 32.
Yeah, we were getting the first. I think it depends on rider weight, like all that kind of stuff. But I think, and it depends too. It also depends, Marty, like if you're torquing it a lot. Like if you were just doing a moderate push up to 35, I think
that's what I was doing. Just
like when we were racing with VT on it, he was doing a moderate, and then at the end he was just really pushing with his toes, to see if he could. So we were getting the first beeps. It was like the 1 or 2, whatever the first thing is, at around 32, 33. So
all right. So VT, he's kind of a heavyweight, isn't he? That's my sense. He's not a lightweight.
185 maybe.
Yeah. With all the and everyone who says how much they weigh.
Yeah.
Does that include all the gear? Because the gear adds about easy 15 pounds. So your clothes and helmet.
200. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's only so much. Like VT will push a wheel that he knows is proven, right? He's willing to cut out on a proven wheel, at least like just his like Icarus, right? Like he'll he knows where the sun is, and he'll get close to that sun. But on the MSP, he doesn't know where the sun is on that, right? When we rode that, we were the first ones to really push it. So he's going to wait until someone else cuts out at 41, and then he knows, okay, cool, this is where I'll push it.
Keep in mind that the MSP you had also had that crappy firmware.
Yes, very true. Which, look,
mine
honestly,
doesn't. It's nice
we can't do anything about that. But on the other
Right.
side of that, they should do better at making sure the demo units that go out or people making videos on it isn't garbage.
Yeah, well, that's Gotway. That's Gotway for you.
Like,
Marty.
imagine One Wheel did that, right? Like, imagine One Wheel had a new product tomorrow and they put it out to the biggest whoever One Wheel YouTuber is or whatever, and the
Right.
firmware was so awful that it was just like, this kind of feels like the same as the XR. That would be like horrific for them, you know?
Yeah, but the
I know.
one wheel you can update the firmware via Bluetooth or the app, thankfully. So, which you can't
But
do.
the reason Gotway doesn't do it though is because of some like thing in the past where they
Right.
got screwed, right? So
Right. Yeah, Marty mentioned that. So Marty, someone mentioned in the chat earlier, and I didn't know this, that I guess Jason arranged with Gotway to actually have them throw the MSX motor into the MSP if someone wants it. Did you know that?
I did know that he has a shipment. He has a shipment of I think there's a shipment of 50 coming in.
Okay.
Because he knows that there's a lot of guys like Mickey out there who want the speed. So I think he probably, if they're not already in, they're probably in within a week or so. He's getting basically the high speed version of the MSP.
So it's everything is the same as an MSP except for the motor. The batteries are the same, system board's the same. It's just the 2,000 watt motor.
Yes, because one of the local riders here, he had the 100 volt MSX, which he loves, and he's a Mickey kind of guy. He loves the speed. There's a lot of Mickey guys out here, by the way, in California.
Wow.
that's surprising.
They're all
But,
no-skill zombie riders. What the heck?
Oh yeah. So he had that, but he wanted the MSP, so he got the MSP. So get this, he took the motor out of his MSX and put it in his MSP because he wanted the higher speed. And he confirmed, yeah, the lift up, I forget what he said the lift up test was, but it was like the fastest. It was faster than his MSX.
Oh, wow.
The MSX motor in the MSP, it was faster. And he didn't change the control board. So, and he actually does this periodically. So he said in 30 minutes, he's got it down to 30 minutes. He can transfer the motors between the two wheels.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, we had a guy here in New York who, not for the same reasons, basically had done that in the past. So it makes sense it would completely work for him, like as far as the control board is concerned. Like we had, well, you met it, Tarzan.
Yeah, I don't.
He basically ruined his MSX because he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
And he somehow, because he's half Russian, got an MSP control board to put into his MSX. So we knew because of that, like, accidental thing that
all right,
that the control board would work with that smaller motor.
Yeah, so it's a real thing. So if anyone happens to be watching this and you want a high speed version of MSP, go to eWheels. They're gonna have them in there, and it's probably gonna be the fastest wheel you could buy, faster than the MSX was when you could buy that.
And if you guys want to buy that wheel and get 10% off, use the promo code EVX.
or you could use my promo code. Come on, Duff.
My promo code gets people more discount than yours.
Does it? I think all people get with my promo code is a free set of wrist guards.
I don't have a promo code. Jason's never offered me.
I think we all probably had the same affiliate deal. Right?
I don't have one. I have no affiliate links.
Oh, you don't have a share sale account?
No. Nope.
Really?
Really?
Why?
He's never offered it to me.
Well, I know why, because every other video, Mickey is sponsored by someone else.
Oh. No,
That's you think that's someone else.
I'm not exaggerating. It seems
Oh, wait, are you talking about Coochie or are you talking about Mickey?
Mickey.
Oh, okay.
My videos are only been sponsored by Jason or the people in Europe.
No.
Those are my two sponsors.
Wow. Oh, okay. But it's all right. I thought I had the sense it was more than two.
No, just Jason and then my e-wheel in Europe. So if anyone here, joking aside, is in Europe looking to buy one, you can literally use the promo code EVX from myewheel.com. Ironically, everyone's just trying to rip off Jason's name, I guess. they are myewheel.com and Jason is ewheels.com.
Right.
North America versus Europe.
Well, seriously, you should just ask Jason for a code. I mean, I don't think it's business for him. I don't think you have to be special to get one. I mean, just it sends business his way.
You have to be an LA guy to get one.
No, I don't have one. And Chooch has one.
Come on. Mickey's always trying to create this false rivalry between New York and LA. We love everyone. We're just peace loving, just laid back,
Of course.
I bet that's the case.
Marty, you see this?
Typical Hollywood, man. Typical Hollywood. Got the smile, but behind the scenes.
got the smile and the hair.
That's right.
I desperately need a haircut, man.
You and Mary have about the same haircut right about now.
Yeah.
That's funny. Marty, you see the comment here? This guy that says he lives where you live. I guess he wants to know if the M10-3 will make it to is that Cheveau Hills and back? Where's Cheveau Hills at? Cheviot.
I wonder if. Boy, I don't know. I've never heard of that, unless it's misspelled or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I've never heard of. I've never heard of that.
I assume it's close.
Huh.
Well, I never heard of Overheat Hill until recently.
Whoever that is, you should subscribe to my Telegram group, and then you'll get tuned in to all the group rides we do.
Oh, yeah, that Telegram thing, yeah.
The Telegram group has a very now outdated name, right? Considering the LAEC games are defunct.
Yeah, I wish I could change it, but I can change the text that appears, but I can't change the link, that I send people to.
Who changes that?
What's that?
Who has the authority to do that?
Well, it's my group, but you can't.
Without deleting it, making a new one, you can't change it.
No, because it's Telegram dot whatever it is / and then the name, and so if I change the name, then that link is going to break for everyone.
I don't know but in New York we have tons of. There's not just one New York City group. There's a bunch.
Yeah, there's a few out here too, but I'm keeping mine, and it's pretty big at this point. I got 125 people, I think, right now, and it's growing. But
New York City one.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
But I'm still.
Duff, you're part of it.
I am.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to still do the tour this in October.
Are you?
So yeah, because it's independent of the games. I just did it. It seemed to make sense to put it next to the games, but there's a lot of interest. People still want to do it, and
maybe I'll still consider coming out then. I just kind of figured that was going away as well, but if that's still going on, then maybe I can still swing it. I don't know. I have to see how things are.
Marty, you should talk to Rama and Jason, but Duff and I were talking about this earlier, how it's kind of sad that, I mean, I get it because of the current state of events. Like, maybe it's a fine idea to not have the LAESU games this year, or maybe just push it to the very end of the year or whatever. But, I know Rama put a lot of heart into creating it the last time and a lot of money. But I think that's fine for the first run out. But like Jason or someone should just sponsor that event, or Yuko or whoever, together they could just put up the funds to have that event, and then Rama can work it, and schedule it. But maybe we wait till you guys wait till 2021 or something. But I don't think he should have to fund that anymore. You know, I think these guys are big enough. They can afford to host an event that has both their names on it. You know.
Well, they did all those people you mentioned and more did sponsor the last set.
Well, not enough apparently.
Not, but yes, but it was the first time, and he didn't know
Exactly.
what everything was going to be costing. And I'm sure now he would know exactly what it's going to cost. But he's in a tough spot right now. He's got a family. His whole industry basically vaporized. It's like, imagine if you're in the cruise industry, that ain't coming back till probably next year if you're lucky, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I saw he just posted yesterday or the day before that I guess he wrecked going around some cones, and he was like saying that he's done with high speed EUC riding. I don't know if that was just a temporary reaction, but he sounded like he was pretty resolute on that. Did you see that?
No, I haven't noticed. I haven't seen that.
He said he said he was selling his 18L, and he was going to just keep the V5F just to do slow riding, but he said he was done because I guess he hurt himself when he went down. He like hit his jaw, his chin, and I guess he's kind of been out of shape about it.
He has a full face helmet though. Was he not wearing it?
No, he was, but the way he went down, he still hit his chin somehow.
Now he was a guy, and maybe it was a good thing that he never got a Gotway wheel because he was always pushing that up to the limit, the max limit on his KingSong, right? Yep. Always pushing it. And so if he had a Gotway, he would be one of those guys pushing 40. Wow, I gotta reach out to him because that's pretty dramatic to say I'm only gonna be riding a V5.
Yeah. He said he was done.
Well, I hope he gets better, and I hope that his job turns around. But in light of that, if 2021, maybe early, like February, March of next year, seems like a good time. Maybe with the two of us could work with Jason and help you guys put on another event. You know, something in LA, because I feel like you guys definitely probably looking forward to that.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty lukewarm about me getting involved because I know how much work.
Marty just wants to ride.
Yeah, well, I know how much work was involved with it, and from the very beginning, I said to Rama, "Hey, I'll help you promote it, but I'm not going to do any of the work because it's work." Yeah, I did the tour, and the tour was a lot of work to do. 7 days of riding every day. We did 320 miles for that over that 7 days of riding.
Wow!
And I was pretty beat afterwards, but all in all, it was fun because we had towards the end let's see, I think our max was 20 people riding together, which is a lot. There's a lot of group rides I see in the United States, but there are a lot of e-skaters and other. I think we might have had the largest pure EUC group ride going with 20 people, and it was pretty cool. And I got the sense that this year I could get if this virus thing hadn't happened, because I don't know how that's going to affect participation, but I had the sense I could maybe get 40 people because there was a lot more interest, and it was really fun. It's a big social experience, a lot of camaraderie and just fun.
Oh, I'm sure it looks like a blast. I'd love to take part. I mean, it would be fun for sure. Different.
All right, well, keep your schedule open because really, I've not canceled the tour as of right now. So
okay, yeah, no, my schedule's still open.
All so right. Cool. What are you doing on the tour? Where are you going?
Well, it's basically beach, river, and mountain riding. So people who have followed me on my YouTube with all the different rides I do, it's kind of that. So we do the first day, for instance, the first day we did a beach ride from Santa Monica all the way down the beach. It was about 60 miles total. We recharged at lunch. We went up into the mountains, in the hills, down in San Pedro. I know you guys don't know any of this, but it was basically a long ride on the beach and the ocean front and the cliffs above the ocean. And we started at about 10 in the morning. We started and we wrapped up. I think it was 8 to 9 o'clock at night. Everyone was going home, and then the next day we met up at 8 o'clock. So it was fun.
Wow.
Some of the guys were joking. They told me later that amongst themselves they were thinking, well, what are we going to do between rides? How are we going to keep ourselves entertained?
Sleep.
Yeah. So it turned out that they had zero issues because it was all they could do was after the ride, somehow get food, get home, or get to their hotel, sleep, wake up at 6 so they could drive to meet at the next location at 8 in the morning and repeat and do that every day. And every day was a different location. We'd go after the beach. The next day we went and we did a 5,000 foot climb into the mountains. And had lunch up at the top of the mountain.
Fast chargers?
What's that?
Were you all using fast chargers, or how long were you stopping to charge?
Only 3 of the 7 days involved a fast charger for some people. I didn't need to have a fast charger. Only
you did 60 miles. Like that's a lot of battery.
Well, yeah, that day we were charging at lunch and it was since you got a whole bunch of guys together for lunch, it's not a 15-minute lunch, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's BSing out. So you get 2 hours of charging, and that's plenty. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's this. I have an itinerary posted on for last year. You can still read it. It outlines exactly what we're going to do. It gives one of my videos that shows the highlights of the ride, what we're going to all be doing, and that content's still up on my website for the tour. And so this tour we're going to do the same thing, and I'm thinking of adding a couple more days for the true hardcore guys if you want to do even more.
Yeah, no, it'll be a fun challenge for sure.
I've been riding with guys here in Miami, and I realized just how little range we do in New York. Like we go very fast, but we're not going technically that far usually. Like our ride will actually be like from like downtown up to Central Park and back down again, and that'll be like one of the 2 rides at night. The second ride will be a similar sort of scenario, and that's like, but every night guys ride, we'll do those kind of things like every single day, and it's not far at all. So riding here with these guys in Miami, I was like torquing it and going super fast and going everywhere with them. And then like when everyone's like ready to pull over and take a break, my battery is low because I'm flying. And I was like, because like in New York, there are guys who do long distance rides, like they go to Connecticut and back. But I don't do that. It's just crazy. Like it's not. First of all, most of that ride to get out of the city, once you're out of the beautiful part of Manhattan, it's ugly as crap in the Bronx. And then when Connecticut is like, nah. But yeah, like it's just too far. Like my legs are over it at that point. Like on the way home, especially, the worst part about that is like if somebody joins the ride, doesn't have a powerful enough wheel with a big enough battery, like everyone's trying to be nice and like wait for that guy. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get home. This has been a long day. Like, I'm not going to wait every 10 blocks for this 16S guy who somehow made it on a 60-mile trek. That was a real thing that happened.
You remind me of Tarzan. He was telling me, yeah, he couldn't get over how friendly we were in California. He's saying, yeah, New York City, it's each man for himself. There's no waiting. There's no.
He's right. That's true for like the day-to-day rides, but not the long distance. It's like everybody turned into nice LA people or something. Because I'm like, are you all really still being that nice to this idiot who showed up with a like 1,100 watt-hour battery? Like everyone else has 200 watt hours.
No, so we don't. The prerequisites, for instance, for the LA Tour rides is you have to have a 1600 watt hour wheel, period,
Oh, really?
to even be in the game. Okay, so it's acknowledged that these rides are rides that I like to do. They're hardcore, and they're not for beginners. And
I think that's one of the drawbacks in New York. We're widely disorganized.
Yeah, you got to be organized. Like when we go on, like the Mount Baldy, that's one of these rides. It's a mountain ride. Gorgeous, gorgeous. You feel like you're in the Alps. I mean, it's really beautiful. But I'm leading the ride, and I'm setting expectations, and I'm forcing guys like you, Mickey, to say, okay, at the beginning, I'm telling people, you can't hot dog it on this ride. We're going to be climbing 5,000 feet. If you want to make it up to the top to have lunch, you're going to have to maintain a max speed of 20 miles per hour, and you got to minimize your accelerations. If you want to have fun, you do that on the way down. So you just have to manage your battery, right? And
that's
doable.
That's what I found interesting is some of those long distance rides. People will be like, "It's a long distance ride, very far," and then like I said, like 14-inch wheels show up with tiny batteries, and we're like,
yeah,
"Hey, you know this is to Connecticut, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do know this." And then like, no one is like the New Yorker who says you're not allowed. Everyone just says, "Okay."
No, I wouldn't do that either. I would say no. I would say, look, you can come with us as far as you want, as you can make it, but no, there's expectations. You can.
So like oftentimes on those way back, some of those rides, we're like, well, to be nice, we'll stick to this road because the subway is near it. So when you die, like, sorry, bro. But I just don't think we should be that nice. I think people need to be more hardcore before the ride begins and say, listen, you have a KingSong 16S, get out of here. No.
Yeah.
You're not doing this ride. There are plenty of daily rides in New York City that just go to Central Park and back. Perfect for you. Don't do this crazy excursion ride, you know?
I'm totally with you. And for all the rides we do, we have expectations. We tell people, okay, anyone can join this ride, but these other rides, you're gonna need a fast charger and a 1600 watt hour wheel.
We had a guy he had brought his Z10 to go on a very long ride to like somewhere, a city island in the Bronx or something is where we went. It's a very far ride. And he started the ride with his Z10 at 70% battery.
I love the people like that who come with a half-charged wheel.
Actually, that person was Anthony Edwards, who messed his face up.
It was?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he came to New York, and every time we like stopped at a red light, he would jump off his wheel and push it backwards in circles, hoping that the regen braking.
Come on. He did not do that. He did not do that.
I swear.
Oh, my goodness.
There are 5 people who would agree.
That's not going to add any recharge, as I'm sure you would agree.
It's insane. But when he did it, he actually did it so much that we all were like starting to believe that maybe it was working.
You should have told me he did it wrong. He just needs to ride backwards. That would regen his power.
Yeah.
It was so asinine that I was like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know.
He must have just forgotten it. Obviously, I assume he forgot to charge it fully the night before or something.
He forgot, and he felt like he felt bad, but But he wasn't gonna not because he traveled.
I really feel bad for him though. What happened?
I do too, but you gotta wear gear, man. Even if you're barefoot, wear a helmet.
Yeah. Now, when you were barefoot on that M10-3, did you have a helmet on? No. Did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I know.
Cool.
I'll go naked, right? the most naked I'll go is just wrist guards. So at the very least, if I have a cutout, I'm just going to reach with my wrists and slide on those.
Right.
Other than that, I'll do a wrist guard and helmet. And then the most padded up I'll be is like helmet, wrist guards, my knee and shin guards, elbow, and I have Kevlar like shorts for my hips. Because when I fall, I tend to fall on my side, on my hip. That's my most guarded.
Well, when that happened to I like to think of myself as someone who learns from other people's mistakes. And when that happened to him, I made a decision that, and I know it's kind of a freaky accident, but these things happen on our wheels, that I'm gonna get a full face helmet that I'm gonna wear. That's gonna be my minimal gear. I want to have something super light for around town riding, because I use my wheel a lot to go to the grocery store, get a little or a sandwich or whatever, around town stuff. And I've been doing a lot of riding without a helmet, even for that kind of riding, which is.
Mm-hmm.
But I've determined, no, I'm going to wear a helmet and it's going to be full face. That's why.
Oh, you got the new one.
Yeah, I just bought this new one. It's super lightweight, but I can remove the chin guard. So when I go into a store, I'm a little less awkward, if you just have a helmet on the top. And so my minimal gear now, minimal gear is wrist guards, my knee pads, and my full face helmet now. That's going to be minimal. I think, Mickey, you should always wear the knee pads, because I've had so many times when if you fall, your knees are going to be one of the things that are going to hit. It's just going to happen. And the knee pads I advise anyone who's watching the stream to do the same thing, because I did this. I was curious, okay, why am I not wearing my gear? Because I have this perception that it's a hassle to put on and takes a long time. So I timed myself. How long did it take to put on all my Leot gear, my bodysuit, everything, and not racing, just to kind of just go to do it. And it took me about 3 minutes to put on all that stuff. So
I remember you told me that.
What's the excuse? You can put on knee pads, wrist guards, and a helmet. You can literally do that. Time yourself. It'll take you about a minute. That, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of time. So just do it. Just put on the knee pads, put on the wrist guards, and put on the helmet. All you guys out there watching this, it's time yourself. It just doesn't take that long.
In New York, I don't think I ever really go that naked. I'm always in my knee, shin, wrist, and helmet. But when I first came down here staying with my family, I stayed with my sister who lives over by Duff. And more than ever in my life did I ride my wheel around in her neighborhood with nothing. I think it was it was hot and kind of nice. It was like Florida weather.
Yeah, right.
And then I was getting a little too comfortable. I hit 40 with no gear on. In the neighborhood.
Ouch.
And after I did that, I was like, I think I just got too comfortable. Nothing happened. But then I went back to doing it. But it is a nice day, because in New York it's winter more than it's summer, right? So 90% of the year is pretty cold. So all the gear I wear actually is kind of nice because it keeps me warmer.
Sure.
But I totally get it. California or Florida, it probably is sweaty as all get out to just put all that stuff on.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to find out once I get my upper body armor, which still hasn't arrived. I'll see how hot and sweaty it is when I'm riding at 90-degree temperature. We'll see.
Yeah, it's the humidity.
You got to go faster so the wind cools you off.
Exactly. No peer pressure, though. Come on.
Well, fortunately, most of the time when we ride, nothing actually does happen. So, like Mickey, you're riding with nothing on in Florida, and just like I've been riding and doing a lot of riding without a helmet, and nothing happened to me. But this is all about insurance, because we all know eventually something will happen. We all do fall.
Yep.
Given enough time.
That reminds me, What did you think about that guy from Europe who started spamming all the Facebook groups the other day about how the companies should create all the unicycles to be slower design?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I think I was the first one to comment, and I just said, "Shut up."
Yeah, and I commented. No, I think I might have commented it before you, and he did clarify that what he was suggesting. I think his English is not his primary language, and I think he worded it wrong. He told me that what he meant to say was that by default the wheels would have the slow speed, and you'd have to throw a switch to enable the faster speed. And
I mean, that basically is how they are.
well, KingSong, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
Gotway, you can pick where the tilt back is. You know, you can.
I know, yeah.
So,
But yeah, the way he worded it was, yeah, I ragged on him too. And then afterwards he got back and said, "Oh, that's not what I really meant." And yeah, that's all we need is to have all wheels come with a max 25 kilometers per hour.
I mean, it's just crazy because it's like, listen, I don't have a car, but you guys have cars, and like your car probably goes at least 80, if not more.
Yeah,
you're not
right.
going 80.
I know.
Like that just doesn't. In the scheme of like moving things, that's never been like we don't limit it to that. It's like you need a ceiling. You know, it's a little silly.
I want a wheel. I seriously would like to be able to buy a Gotway wheel that could go 70 miles per hour. I'm never going to do anything near there, but I love the idea of if it's got that capability. Look at all the safety, the headroom I have above me when I'm going 25 to 30, right?
You're challenging me because my whole thing is hashtag 65 or bust.
Really? Okay.
What?
So, okay. Well, so yeah, I love the fact that Gotway keeps pushing the speeds and for safety.
They stopped though. They stopped. The MSP came out. They made a statement. They put a flag in the ground.
No, but they're coming out with the MSS. So, maybe remember
Officially did the MSS.
They did the same thing with the very first blocky. I'm sure you've maybe seen them too. The blocky M Supers.
They had high torque versions.
Yeah, they had high speed and high torque.
Mm-hmm.
The MCM4 version, you could buy those high speed, high torque versions. And
I had a high speed version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're doing it, and it looks like they're kind of doing that with MSP now. The current version of M Super.
So do you think the new company Veteran is going to push Gotway to go even crazier?
I don't believe anything about this other company until I see one. When I see you riding one, Mickey, then I'll believe it exists.
I mean,
not just 3D renders.
There's probably some truth to that, but Jason's been telling me about them for a long time, and I've been waiting for them to appear. So when they appeared, I was like, "That's a good sign. At least they showed their face."
I guess I don't have. Yeah, I guess I don't have much good things to say. But I'm not anti them. But
that looks
that
like
design is horrible.
It's like a bad MSX, right? Like it just looks like
totally
an MSX.
It's awful. I mean, it's a big blocky thing. It's got these. It kind of looks like a roll cage, but it's not protecting the lights or anything, right?
It's probably all plastic, if we're honest.
Yeah, I'm not. I was totally turned off by it.
To me, I think I posed a question on my YouTube channel to people like, what do they think? And to me, it's like the design isn't great. Potentially, you're squeaking out maybe a couple more miles per hour, but more importantly, you're probably just getting more range and more sustained high speed out of the battery that they're promising. But it's not revolutionary enough to make me switch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. Like, and look, if they came from Gotway, I get that their design is awful. Because if we're honest, Gotway has been more about just packing it with power. and not too worried about lower. KingSong has been like, let's see if we can try to make it appealing, to some extent.
Well, now here I will disagree with you a little bit because KingSong's been more about making pretty wheels, I'll say, except for the 16X is clearly a departure from that, and the new S8, the new S18. But Gotway's traditionally made masculine kind of wheels, and there's a lot of people, me included, that think the M Super was a really cool looking wheel. I thought when it came out, it just looked. I don't know.
No, I like the look of the M Super, definitely.
But this new wheel.
Like I thought the M Super was meh. Like the M Super was like meh. The M Super X, because they just nudged it and up. I was like, this is a much more appealing for me.
Okay, well, I think this new wheel from this other company is if it ever sees the light of day, I think it'll be kind of like a rock wheel type.
That's what people are saying, yeah.
You can buy rock wheels, but they never made the market. And if I don't know if you've ever ridden a rock wheel, but I have. It's definitely a lower tier in the quality level than a Gotway. I mean, it comes across tiny. It does not leave a favorable impression that when I rode rock wheels a few times. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see, but Gotway's got a lot of years at this point building these things, and I think they know what they're doing, even though you might not all of us might appreciate the design aesthetic. They know how to make
I love my wheel.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and that was really bizarre. They came out with the Nikola, so they got all pretty, and then KingSong got all ugly, you could say, with the 16X, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Well, some people don't think the Nikola is that pretty. They think it's just a Roomba.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Duff's the Nikola hater.
Really?
I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it.
Yeah, you hate it.
You're a wheel hater, Duff. You're a wheel hater.
You're a hater. You're a hater, Duff. Yeah.
I bought one. What do you mean? How can I be a hater? No, I thought the Nikola rode fine. It was great. I wasn't a fan of the looks, and I wasn't a fan of the case that's this thick, and the handle design. I didn't like that. And if I never would have gotten a chance to ride the demo 16X from eWheels, I would probably still have the Nikola. I just like the 16X more. That's all. Yeah. And I didn't have my need for speed back then. Mickey has me going 38 miles an hour, so it's a different story now.
Okay. Honest question. Since you've done that now and sort of, hung your hat there and said, okay, I did it. Do you think that when you're pushing it, right? Because not all of us are going fast all the time. When you're pushing it, do you think it's a little bit more?
I think my average riding speed has definitely increased. I'm in the 30s more consistently on the MSX for sure.
That's about right. I feel like if you own an MSX, that should be normal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I like the MSX a lot. I really like it. And Marty, you probably didn't see on the last live stream I did, someone asked me, if I could only have one wheel, what would it be? And after thinking about it, I was almost embarrassed. Well, not embarrassed, but it was surprising to me that I said if I could only have one wheel right now, it probably would be the MSX 100 volt. Really. Just because it's well-rounded, it rides great, and I have that safety barrier at the top end. I don't have to worry about going too fast, so.
As we've said before, it's so nice that you don't have to smash into beeps,
Mm-hmm. And tilt back.
It's a great wheel. Today I was riding my 16X, and so happened the other guy who's he's new to our environment here, but this was his first quote group ride, and he loved the ride, but he so happens he had a 16X, and so this was his first power wheel, and he was hitting the beeps, and he's kind of a wild guy, fun to ride with. But I told him, I think a Gotway is in your future.
Yeah, if he's smashing into the peeps already, yeah.
Yeah. Every person that I've ever ridden with locally that started with a KingSong has migrated to Gotway eventually.
Really?
They still might like KingSong, but they migrated to Gotway because you just want that extra margin and you don't want to deal with the beeps.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've hit tilt back on the King songs, when you're going at that speed limit, whatever it is, and when you hit tilt back at speed, it is not an enjoyable experience. It can throw you off for sure. It can really mess with your balance. So I like avoiding that.
Yeah, KingSong's always been known as a more they don't have a very refined tilt back.
No, it's
implementation.
It's aggressive.
Gotway's pretty mellow.
Mm-hmm.
Too mellow, kind of. So tell everyone, Duff, how long did it take me to smash into the tilt back / slow down thing when I was riding your 16X?
20 seconds. I don't know. It didn't take long.
We just started rolling, and then it was just like, please desaturate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you said somewhere, I don't know if you said it or you wrote it or something, that you were kind of like, maybe you thought that you would have second thoughts about getting ready your 16X, but after riding it with Duff, you realized, nope, I'm okay with. I did a live stream with Erwin, I think it was. I said it was enjoyable. It was fun. Like I asked Duff when I rode those 16X the longest when we hung out that day, but it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. But it was still a fun wheel. Like, you can't get over how maneuverable and torquey it is. The Nikola is just a boat, But right,
it's a willing trade-off that I make, But yeah, it was not quite, like I said, when you get that need for speed. Imagine it's like if you're a guy who was riding 11 miles an hour for the longest time on like a Ninebot or something,
right,
and then you got an 18XL. Like, how could you ever go back to that Ninebot? So
yeah,
it's that kind of thing.
No, I understand. Hey guys, that it's 12:15 right now on the East Coast.
Well, I'm good. It's only 9:15 here.
Yeah, I know you're good. I'm old. Mickey's just waking up now, probably, but I'm old. But this is
that was fun. Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, I think this platform is great because it's so easy to get guys on. It'll make it much easier for us to do this kind of stuff in the future. So that's awesome, and it's free.
But can you work it so that we can all we can have all 360s? Because I really don't want.
I think I think that's a future improvement they're looking at because everybody wants the 360. So
yeah. Because then everyone could spin around each of the three rooms that we're in, spin around and check things out.
Do you still have your regular webcam set up, Marty, or do you just have your 360 set up?
My wife has the webcam right now. That's why I'm on my phone.
Okay. I mean, the quality isn't bad on your phone. It's okay. This platform is very, very flexible. It's nice. I mean,
cool.
You're on Wi-Fi right now, right, Mickey? You're on your Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired, but it seems very flexible.
I'm on my laptop, so
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi, and works. And my earbuds work good as a microphone, apparently. So that's good.
No, it's working really good. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll do it again soon.
Cool.
All right. Talk to you all later.
See you later, guys.
All right. See you guys.